The Priestess's time travel. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 301 Mountain God 17. Niangniang has been at the forefront of the battle. No matter how strong he is, he was surrounded by the enemy and eventually died. Perhaps, when he drove Zikao away, Niangniang did not think about continuing to live. The so-called return to the original appearance was just Su Qingni's illusion. Su Qingni silently collected Niangniang's soul and stabbed a fallen god who rushed over with a sword. The battle has come to an end. The gods worked together to seal the ice hell again. In this battle, more than half of the gods died. This was definitely a huge loss in the past. But with a way to preserve the soul, this is not a loss. The living gods acted separately, put the jade gourd containing the soul of their companions in the place where their companions were born, and opened the gourd cover. The laws gathered towards the gourd, and after a thought to several years, their companions appeared in front of them again. These resurrected companions still recognized them, but they were not as close to them as before. Just like this, the gods were already very satisfied. Friendship can be recultivated. Qingni. Niangniang walked out of the place where he was born and called Su Qingni lightly. His soul was preserved the most, and his memories were not lost at all, but his feelings were gone. At this time, he thought of his love for Zikao again, and he couldn't understand what happened to him at that time. Even though Zikao was beautiful, there were many female gods who were prettier than Zikao. Even though Zikao had a good and cheerful personality, this personality was exactly the same as Fengyu, and she was not unique. Why did he fall in love with her? And he was determined to die because of separation from Zikao? Exclamation mark. Could it be that Zikao learned a spell to confuse people and used it on himself? Niangniang couldn't figure it out and stopped thinking about it, and directly threw Zikao behind his mind. There was no need to think about insignificant people. Let's go, we still have to revive Fengyu. Fengyu's soul was lost the most, and it took the longest time to revive. It took a full 10 years for Fengyu to revive. He is still a cheerful and lively boy like a child, but he has no memory, just like a newborn god. Fengyu has a good impression of the two gods he saw at first sight, and often goes to play with the two gods, just like before. One day decades later, Fengyu came to Su Qingni and said that he met a strange person. That person seemed to recognize me and called out my name. Fengyu said puzzledly, but I don't recognize her. She is just a human. How can she have any intersection with gods? Su Qingni knew the identity of the human as soon as she heard it, Zikao. Su Qingni did not tell Fengyu about Zikao. Zikao is no longer the girl loved by the gods, and has no relationship with the gods anymore, so there is no need to pay more attention to her. Niangniang also heard about Zikao from Fengyu. He didn't even raise an eyebrow, as if he heard the name of a stranger. Zikao has lived a pretty good life. No gods have punished her for opening the seal. Although she never got married in her life, she could adopt some children. She had the blessing of the gods and the treasures given by the gods. She would be healthy and well-fed all her life. In the end, she would have children around her. Although they were not her own children, they respected her very much, and she would die of old age. Time passed like water, and 100 years passed. Niangniang, who was playing chess with himself on the top of the mountain, heard his good friend Fengyu flying towards him in the distance, shouting. What happened again? Niangniang asked indifferently. In his opinion, Fengyu's so-called big things were just some small things, which could be easily solved with his ability, but this guy just liked to make a fuss. Niangniang, this time it's really not good. Fengyu flew in front of Niangniang. His face was very ugly, the ugliest that Niangniang had never seen before. Huh? Seeing Fengyu like this, Niangniang couldn't help but take it seriously. Qingni disappeared. Fengyu shouted this, his face full of sadness. I went to her territory, but didn't find her, but discovered that the rules were giving birth to a new mountain god. Qingni, she disappeared. What? Niangniang was stunned, and the chess piece in his hand fell and hit the chessboard, ruining the game. The rules are giving birth to a new mountain god, so Su Qingni really disappeared. Fengyu couldn't hold back his tears in front of his best friend, and finally burst into tears. How could she suddenly disappear? Did she have a way to preserve her soul? Why didn't she preserve her own soul? Why? Tears and snot flowed together, and Fengyu cried like a child. Lin Kang reached out and patted Feng Yu's shoulder, and comforted Feng Yu. Don't cry, Qingni should not be dead. How could she not be dead? Feng Yu cried, there is no trace of her existence in this world, how could she not be dead? Don't lie to me. I didn't lie to you. Lin Kang said, I once heard Qingni say that there may be other worlds outside this world. If our strength is strong, we may be able to break the shackles of the rules of this world and go to other worlds. I think Qingni's disappearance is not death, but leaving this world and going to other worlds. At this point, Lin Kang's eyes rose with longing. Really, really. Feng Yu stopped crying. Lin Kang nodded. He had never been able to see through Su Qingni. He only knew that Su Qingni was stronger than himself and knew a lot of knowledge that he and other gods did not know. Sometimes he would suspect that Su Qingni originally came from outside the world. This time, maybe she went back to her own world? Lin Kang looked at the sky, trying to see the world outside through the sky. I don't know what the world outside is like, and how many worlds there are that are different from this world. One day, he will break the shackles of this world and go to the outside world to have a look. Feng Yu followed Lin Kang's line of sight and he seemed to see a vast and boundless chaotic space. In the end, Su Qingni did not take Feng Yu and Lin Kang away. The mentality of bringing Lin Kang to the Lich world had long disappeared, and she was just a little disappointed. This time, she had a lot of gains in the world she went to. In addition to Zhu Jiuan's 2 true spirit fragments, Su Qingni also found a true spirit fragment of Gongguang in the ice hell. When collecting Feng Yu's soul, she found a true spirit fragment of Xian Wu from his scattered soul. In this world, Su Qingni found 4 true spirit fragments of the ancestors of witches at once. The harvest was huge, which made Pingxin Niangniang very happy. Pingxin Niangniang felt that there were more true spirit fragments of the ancestors of witches in this world, and she had gone to look for them in person. Chapter 302, Eat, Drink, Men, Women, Part 1. I learned from Qi what happened in the Lich world for a period of time. There was nothing big, and the whole world was very peaceful. Su Qingni rested enough in the Lich world and started to travel again. This time, she encountered time and space turbulence on the way. In order to reduce the damage, Su Qingni quickly put her body into the magic weapon given to her by Pingxin Niangniang, and her consciousness plunged into the nearest world. After being possessed, Su Qingni felt fortunate. Fortunately, she reacted in time and did not suffer too much damage. However, she still hurt her soul, and coupled with the restrictions of the rules of this world, she had no strength at all. She couldn't even practice martial arts, and as for the Zuanmen methods, they couldn't be used. Of course, it's okay to show people feng shui, but it's not okay to draw talismans. There is a hell in this world, but ghosts are not allowed to exist in the human world. The rules of heaven in this world are based on science, and everything else is floating clouds. Su Qingni was still a little uncomfortable at first when she returned to her original mortal state. But after all, she had been immortal for decades, and she was also immortal after crossing over. Although she had a cheat, it didn't take Su Qingni too long to adapt to the life of an ordinary person without any abilities or golden fingers. Well, it was still the life of an ordinary person with inflexible legs and feet. The original body that Su Qingni possessed was quite unlucky. She went to the department store with her friends, but ended up encountering a group of gangsters who robbed a jewelry store. The gangsters took the original body and her 2 friends hostage. The police came to rescue, confronted the gangsters, and successfully rescued her 2 friends. The girl was unlucky enough to fall from the roof of the department store with another gangster. Although there was a cushion under the building to catch the 2 people, the girl was unlucky enough to become the gangster's scapegoat. Not only did she break a leg, but her internal organs were damaged, and she died before she was sent to the hospital. Without the power beyond mortals to help her transform and repair her body, poor Su Qingni can only lie on the hospital bed now. Apart from chatting with her original mother who took care of her and listening to her gossip and watching TV, she has no other entertainment. In fact, although it is modern, it is still the 20th century. The 21st century has not yet arrived. The internet is not popular, and smartphones have not been developed. There is really a lack of entertainment. Moreover, the medical conditions at this time cannot be compared with those in 20 or 30 years. It will take a long time for Su Qingni to fully recover. Moreover, her broken leg cannot be completely healed, and there will be sequelae, and she will walk a little lame in the future. Because of this sequelae, Su Qingni lost her job. The original owner was a flight attendant, but the airline would definitely not want a flight attendant with a lame leg. The airline was quite kind and transferred her position to ground staff, which was the kind of job that did not require walking around, but only sitting and selling tickets. Su Qingni was not very interested in this job, so she simply resigned directly. She asked her second brother to help her write a resignation report and submit it to the airline. The airline accepted Su Qingni's resignation, paid her an extra 6-month salary as compensation, and gave her an extra 20,000 yuan as a pension. The handling method was so generous that Su Qingni had a great impression of the main person in charge. From 2 colleagues, Su Qingni learned that the person in charge of this matter was Miss Tong Xiaotong, the manager of the company's human resources department. Tong Xiaotong was about the same age as Su Qingni and the other 2, but she was not only the daughter of the company's chairman, but also a rich lady and a master's graduate from a prestigious foreign university. She was very capable and achieved results soon after entering the company, which made the chairman very satisfied with his daughter and made her other brothers very dissatisfied with his sister. You don't know that young Master Tong wanted to make trouble for you, but was blocked by Miss Tong. Chu Anna, one of her friends, smiled and told Su Qingni about a sibling fight in the company, with a tone full of admiration for Tong Xiaotong. Tong Xiaotong was beautiful and more importantly, she was outstanding. She was very proud of women and had a group of fans among the young girls in the company. Although Chu Anna and Wu Ji, another friend of the original owner, were not fans of Tong Xiaotong, they still had a good impression of her. Young Master Tong actually wanted to deduct your pension. He is a piece of shit. Wu Ji pouted and said, with a face full of disdain for young Master Tong. This young Master Tong has little ability. He only flirts with women all day long. He is already married, but he still looks for other women in the name of pursuit. There are many beautiful women in the airline, and this young Master Tong has pursued almost all of them. Some women covet wealth and develop a relationship with young Master Tong for a period of time, but young Master Tong is tired of the old and loves the new. It won't take long for those women to abandon their old love and look for a new love. Those women will not stay with young Master Tong for a long time. Later, the women no longer fantasized that they were young Master Tong's true love and succeeded in replacing young Master Tong's wife. They all wanted to make a lot of money from young Master Tong for a period of time, and break up after making enough money. Wu Ji and Chu Anna are both very beautiful, and young Master Tong has also pursued 2 people. However, Wu Ji looked down on young Master Tong and would never agree to his pursuit. Chu Anna loves money, and her ideal is to marry a rich man and become a rich lady. Young Master Tong is already married, so naturally he is not in Chu Anna's consideration, and she rejected young Master Tong's pursuit without hesitation. Just kidding. If I become young Master Tong's lover, my status will drop. How can I hook up with other unmarried rich young masters? Su Qingni thought of young Master Tong's character in the original owner's memory and snorted, maybe young Master Tong has no money to buy gifts for his lover, so he wants to deduct my pension. Maybe that's true. Wu Ji laughed, I will help young Master Tong promote it when I return to the company. Chu Anna also laughed. They can imagine how embarrassed young Master Tong will be in the company after this rumor spreads. Will it not cause you any trouble? Chu Anna asked Su Qingni with some concern. Su Qingni shrugged, I have already received the pension and severance pay, and I have also resigned. What can young Master Tong do to me? You resigned, and there are only Jie and I left among the 3 musketeers. Chu Anna's mood suddenly became a little depressed. Even if I'm not in the company anymore, aren't we still good friends? You can come to me when you're on break, and we can go shopping and hang out together. Su Qingni said with a smile. What if you're at work when we're on break? How are we going to go shopping together? Chu Anna said. They are flight attendants, and they have 2 days off after each flight. Their work and rest schedule is different from that of ordinary white-collar workers. Qingni, have you decided what to do in the future? Wu Ji asked. I haven't decided yet. Chapter 303, Eat Drink Man Woman 2. Su Qingni really hadn't decided what kind of job she was going to find in the future. The original owner didn't have a high level of education, only a high school graduate. Besides being pretty, she only spoke a good foreign language because she was on an international career path. But even if she was good at foreign languages, without an education, she couldn't find a good job. Even if she could become a white-collar worker that everyone envied, she would definitely be the kind of white-collar worker who looked glamorous on the surface but actually didn't get paid much and had to do a lot of miscellaneous tasks. It's better not to be a white-collar worker like that. Or after she got better, she could take a degree test and come back? Su Qingni rummaged through her savings to see if it was enough for her to go to a university abroad to get some experience. There was no need to think about those famous universities abroad, but some ordinary universities could be entered by paying more money. But after rummaging through it, Su Qingni was silent. Apart from the compensation and pension for this resignation, she had no more money. The original owner was a spendthrift. Although the flight attendant's salary was high, she spent all of it on clothes and brand name bags. She was a typical moonlighter. Not to mention saving money, she would ask her parents for some money every month so that she wouldn't have to live on instant noodles at the end of each month. Gee, I heard that your neighbor is in the investment and financial management business. Su Qingni asked Wu Ji. Wu Ji nodded. Brother Wenan is an investment consultant. Qingni, do you want to invest? Su Qingni nodded. I want to invest the compensation and pension into the stock market and make more money. Wu Ji hurriedly persuaded Su Qingni. Don't, stock trading is very risky. Unless you have inside information, ordinary people will only lose more than they gain if they enter the stock market. Don't disbelieve it, I see many people like this. Su Qingni said, didn't you say that your brother Wenan is very good at investment and has a very accurate view of the stock market? Wu Ji smiled embarrassedly. Well, I said this to those who are not very familiar with me. I want to help brother Wenan attract customers. You are so familiar with him, I can't cheat you. Su Qingni. Su Qingni. Well, you ask your brother Wenan to come to the hospital, I will talk to him and decide whether to invest the money in the stock market. Wu Ji, how about not? Su Qingni, don't worry, whether we lose or make money, I won't blame you. In the next few days, I asked the eldest brother of the original owner to bring back some books on investment and financial management in this world, and then learn more about the stock market in this world from that brother Wenan, and then decide to buy stocks. Seeing that Su Qingni had made a decision, Wu Ji rubbed her nose and agreed to send a message to Su Qingni. She decided that after returning home, she would warn Xu Wenan and ask him not to fool Su Qingni, and it would be best to make Su Qingni give up the idea of buying stocks. Gee, Anna. A man in his 20s walked into the ward and saw Wu Ji. His eyes lit up. This man was the eldest brother of the original Bobby. He looked pretty good and was quite popular with the girls in the area where the Su family lived. However, Su Qingxin, the eldest brother, looked down on those girls. He had high standards and fell in love with a beautiful and fashionable Wu Ji. But the king of Xiang had intentions, but the goddess had no intentions. Just as Su Qingxin looked down on the girls around him who were not well educated, not particularly good looking, and not fashionable, Wu Ji had high standards and also looked down on Su Qingxin, who had low education and only worked in her own tea restaurant, bringing food to Qingni. Chu Anna replied with a smile. She also felt that Su Qingxin was not worthy of Wu Ji. Wu Ji would not talk if she could when she met Su Qingxin, so she was the one who dealt with Su Qingxin. Yet, I brought chicken soup, a lot of it. Would you all like to have a bowl? There are a lot of good ingredients in this soup, it's very nourishing. Su Qingxin said while looking at Wu Ji with expectation. No need. The chicken soup is so good, of course it should all be left for Qingni. She is injured, so she should take good care of herself. After Chu Anna finished speaking, she raised her wrist to look at her watch, stood up and said, oh, time is running out. Heir, hurry up, if we don't leave now, Alice and the others will be waiting anxiously. After speaking, she said to Su Qingni and Su Qingxin, well, we have an appointment with Alice and the others. It's almost too late now, so we'll leave first. Qingni, take a rest next time, Heir and I will come to see you again. Wu Ji also stood up and said to Su Qingni, rest well, and when we come next time, I hope to see you able to get up and get out of bed. Su Qingni smiled and waved goodbye to the two of them. Don't worry, when you come back, you will definitely be able to see me walking around. The two girls left in a hurry. Su Qingxin looked at the door of the ward flapping in and out, feeling depressed. Brother, don't think that you are leaving, even if you can't see anyone. Su Qingni said, you and Heir are not suitable, so just give up. Nanan, why do you say that? Su Qingxin looked incredulous. You supported me in pursuing Heir before, why do you want me to give up now? The one who supported you was your sister, she had a filter for you in the Su family, and thought you were worthy of Wu Jie. But now it was Su Qingni who saw the gap between you and Wu Jie, and she saw more clearly that Wu Jie had no interest in you at all. Brother, heir is not suitable for you. Su Qingni said, Ae is the best one among our 3 musketeers. She is beautiful and well educated. Even if she doesn't work as a flight attendant, she can find a decent and lucrative job and become an enviable white-collar worker. As for you, to put it nicely, you are the boss of a tea restaurant, and to put it bluntly, you are a dependent woman. Your job is not decent and your education is not high. Heir is proud and arrogant, and she definitely doesn't like you. Instead of wasting time on her and getting no response in the end, you might as well give up, find a suitable girl, get married, and let my parents report their eldest grandson as soon as possible. Su Qingni. Su Qingni also knew the gap between him and Wu Jie, and knew that Wu Jie didn't like him, but he had always held on to the hope of a smile and was unwilling to give up. At this moment, Su Qingni pointed it out mercilessly, and Su Qingni felt lost and sad. Nanan, I understand, it's just, are you still holding on to a chance, hoping that heir will be moved by your sincerity? Su Qingni said, it's useless, brother. In today's world, men and women are very realistic. Love can't be eaten. Maybe some people get together because of love, but that's because the conditions of both parties are equal, or one party is so rich that they don't care that the other party is poor. Brother, accept the reality. Brother Su handed the lunchbox to Su Qingni sullenly, and did not even help Su Qingni open the lunchbox and thermos as usual. He lowered his head and turned around and walked out of the ward. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 304, Eat, Drink, Men, Woman 3. Su Qingni drank the chicken soup herself. The chicken soup was just as Brother Su said, with a lot of good ingredients and plenty of it. Su Qingni was full after drinking half of the chicken soup, and left the rest for Su Qingni. More than an hour later, Su Qingni returned to the ward and sat next to Su Qingni's ward. Su Qingni handed the thermos bottle of chicken soup to Su Qingni, and Su Qingni drank it directly from the thermos bottle. When the chicken soup was all drunk, Su Qingni asked Su Qingni, have you figured it out? Su Qingni nodded, I'll ask my mom to help me arrange a blind date. Su Qingni said, take your time to choose, at least choose someone you like. Su Qingni looked at Su Qingni with resentment. The person he liked was Wu Jie. Su Qingni, find a woman who likes people and has a common language. Su Qingni, a week later, Su Qingni was able to walk, and Wu Jie brought her neighbors to see Su Qingni. Shi Wenin is about the same age as Su Qingni, but he is tall and has a good-looking face. With such a handsome neighbor who washes his eyes all day, it is no wonder that Wu Jie doesn't like Su Qingni. Hello, Miss Su, I am Shi Wenin, investment manager of Yangfan Investment Company. Shi Wenin extended his right hand to Su Qingni. His smile was ruffian-like, and if he was not wearing a suit and looked like a decent person, this temperament would easily make people mistake him for a gangster. Hello, Mr. Shi. Su Qingni smiled and extended her hand to shake hands with the other party. In contrast to his appearance, this gentleman is quite considerate. With Su Qingni's consent, he pushed Su Qingni's wheelchair to the shade of the tree. He pulled Wu Jie to sit directly on the edge of the flower bed opposite Su Qingni, so that his line of sight was level with Su Qingni, and Su Qingni didn't have to look up at him. Su Qingni smiled, Mr. She is so gentle and considerate, it must be very happy to be your girlfriend. Wu Jie looked at Shi Wenin and smiled, and said to Su Qingni, yes, my elder sister is very happy. Huh? Mr. Shi is your elder sister's boyfriend? Yes. Wu Jie smiled, Brother Wenin and my elder sister are childhood sweethearts. The two of them started dating when they were just in middle school. It's been more than 10 years, isn't it? Why haven't you gotten married yet? Su Qingni asked. We are getting married soon. Shi Wenin smiled widely, and this topic made him very happy. We have set a date for the wedding. The wedding will be held in August this year. Miss Su can come to attend if she is free. Okay, I will definitely go if I am free. Su Qingni smiled, congratulations in advance. Thank you. The topic was opened up, and Su Qingni began to ask Shi Wenin about the stock market and related markets and economies in this world. She went and answered with confidence, which gave Su Qingni a certain understanding of the financial world in this world. Miss Su wants to invest in the stock market. She went and asked. I have this intention. Su Qingni answered, ignoring Wu Jie's eyes to stop her, and said to Shi Wenin, I have a lot of money in my hands. I wonder if Mr. Shi will accept me as a client. Shi Wenin glanced at his sister-in-law and said to Su Qingni, if you trust me, I will naturally be very happy to have you as a client. Don't worry, I will definitely help you manage it carefully and will never let you lose money. Of course I am assured. Mr. Shi has a lot of professional knowledge reserves. I believe in your ability. Su Qingni said. Shi Wenin, Ms. Su also has a lot of financial knowledge. Wu Jie interrupted, yes, Qingni, when did you know so much about finance? Su Qingni said, these few days, I have nothing to do every day, so I asked my eldest brother to buy me some books related to finance. I read and studied. Although I didn't learn much, I remembered some financial terms. Wu Jie suddenly realized. She went and said, Miss Su is too modest. Your knowledge of finance is no less than that of the top students in the finance department. I think you must be a genius in finance. I heard that you have resigned. Do you want to work in our company? Thank you, but no thanks. Su Qingni politely declined Shi Wenin's invitation. She had never thought about working in the financial industry. She just wanted to make a little money from the stock market. Besides, although Shi Wenin was called an investment manager, it was just a nice title to fool customers. More than half of the people in their investment company are investment managers, and the other half are deputy managers and investment directors. Shi Wenin is not the boss of the investment company, so it is not easy to introduce someone to their company. Su Qingni did not want to owe anyone a favor. The next day, Shi Wenin came to the hospital to see Su Qingni alone with the contract. The two signed the contract, and Su Qingni handed over all the 50,000 yuan in her account to Shi Wenin. However, she did not let Shi Wenin help her choose which stocks to buy, but chose a few stocks herself and asked Shi Wenin to operate them. These stocks were the stocks that she had studied these days and might appreciate in value. However, the cycles of these stocks are long, and all my money has been invested in them. Now I have no money at all. I still have to make money. What are you thinking about? Su Qingli, the second brother of the Su family, walked into the ward and saw that his sister was still in a daze and didn't notice him coming in, so he asked. How could Su Qingni not know that Su Qingli had come in? Although she couldn't use her spiritual sense in this world, her vigilance had not decreased, and her five senses were more sensitive than ordinary people. Even if Su Qingli's hands and feet were light, she would have noticed it. It was just that she simply didn't want to speak first. Think about how to make money quickly. Su Qingni said. You can just ask your parents for money, and they can give you money. Su Qingli sat down on the chair, reached out and picked up the apple in the fruit plate, and started to eat it. How much money can my parents have? How much money can they give me? Su Qingni said, I want a lot of money. Then rob a bank. Su Qingli said without hesitation. Su Qingni grabbed another apple from the fruit bowl and smashed it on Su Qingli's head, and then let you, the sir, arrest me and take credit for it. Su Qingli quickly grabbed the apple and put it back on the fruit bowl, grinning, we are siblings, it's good that you make some sacrifices for the promotion of being a brother. You are so good. Su Qingni cursed directly, HMPH, I will tell my father and mother that you bullied me. Su Qingli surrendered quickly after hearing this. In their family, girls are rare, and his parents love his sister the most. When they heard his sister complain, his parents had to beat him with a feather duster. Nanan, second brother is just joking with you, don't be angry. Su Qingli quickly begged for mercy. Su Qingni snorted, still looking angry. Su Qingli made a bitter face, took out a neatly folded newspaper from the pocket of his coat and handed it to Su Qingni. Chapter 305, Eat Drink Man Woman 4. Su Qingli reluctantly handed the newspaper to Su Qingni. You read it first, and give it to me after you finish reading it. What? Su Qingni was puzzled. Su Qingli, the legend of the great Song Dynasty heroes. You forgot, there's an update today. Su Qingni remembered. Nowadays, online novels are still appearing. If the public wants to read novels and follow the updates, they can only read them through newspapers and monthly magazines. What's wrong? Don't you want to read it? Su Qingli said, if you don't want to read it, I'll take it back. Read it. Su Qingni quickly snatched the newspaper, found the column of the legend of the great Song Dynasty heroes on it, and started reading. The author's writing style is not bad, and the plot is still novel to people today, but for Su Qingni, it is too old. Su Qingni feels that if she writes a novel, it will definitely be more exciting than this novel. Second brother, do many people like to read the legend of the great Song Dynasty heroes? Of course. This novel is so exciting, and many people read it. Hey, don't you like to read me too? Why do you ask me such an idiotic question? Su Qingni said. Su Qingni chuckled twice and didn't tell her plan. Su Qingni didn't get an answer, nor did he ask any more questions. He hurried to read the update of the legend of the great Song Dynasty heroes. He was very busy. After reading his sister, he had to go back to the police station to continue working. Recently, they encountered a big case and couldn't find the murderer. The whole team couldn't get a rest, let alone time to read the novel update. Su Qingni left after reading the novel update and left the newspaper to his sister. Su Qingni took the newspaper and studied the content on it, and began to conceive the plot of the novel in her mind. It is said that people who write novels at this time make a lot of money. Anyway, now I can't move freely and have nothing to do, so I might as well write a story to test the water. If I really make a lot of money, I can go abroad as soon as possible. Thinking of this, when Su's mother came to deliver food to her daughter, Su Qingni asked Su's mother to buy her a fountain pen and letter paper. When Su Qingni was the only one left in the ward, she began to write a novel. Nowadays, martial arts novels are popular, and there is only one pioneer of fairy tales, the legend of Su Qingni heroes, and there is really nothing else. Su Qingni then decided to write a novel with a fairy tale theme, letting the protagonist fly and fight for his life, which would surely make him a hero among the martial arts novels. Because there were so many novels with the same theme, Su Qingni wrote very smoothly and finished a chapter in one afternoon. In the evening, when Su Qingxin, the eldest brother, came to bring Su Qingni food, Su Qingni showed him the first chapter. Su Qingxin was fascinated at the first sight. He raised his head and asked Su Qingni, "What about the rest?" "What about the rest? I haven't written the rest yet." Su Qingni replied with a smile. "You haven't written it yet? Then hurry up and write it." Su Qingxin shouted, and then reacted, "What did you say? This novel was written by you." Su Qingni rolled her eyes at Su Qingxin. "Nonsense, if it wasn't written by me, then it must be written by you. You can actually write novels." Su Qingxin was full of disbelief, "And it's written so well. How about writing a novel? It's not that difficult." Su Qingni snorted, "I have a story in my mind, and I write it down when I want to." "Great." Su Qingxin gave Su Qingni a thumbs up. "Nanan, you write so well, if you submit it to a newspaper, it will definitely be published." "I was going to submit it to a newspaper anyway," Su Qingni said, "but I can't move freely now, so I can only ask you, brother, to submit it." Su Qingxin patted his chest. "I promise to complete the task." After that, he stared at Su Qingni with burning eyes. "Nanan, when will you write the subsequent chapters?" Su Qingni laughed. "Send me dinner tomorrow, and I will show you the second and third chapters." Su Qingxin said with a big mouth, "Okay. I will cook for you tomorrow and make your favorite cola chicken wings and pigeon. And a pig's trotter soup?" Su Qingni asked. Su Qingxin did not refuse, and left happily with a manuscript written by Su Qingni. Just now he just read it through in a hurry, and when he got home, he would read it again carefully. Anyway, there was plenty of time, and he could submit the manuscript when the newspaper office opened tomorrow. The next day, Su Qingxin did not help in the tea restaurant at home, but went to the newspaper office with a manuscript written by Su Qingni. He was a little smart, and did not go to those big newspapers, but learned about a newly opened newspaper from the guests who came to the restaurant to eat, and knew that these newly opened newspapers needed submissions the most. Su Qingxin went to this newspaper called Morning Star Daily. He was lucky. When he told the front desk that he was here to submit a manuscript and a novel, he was heard by the editor-in-chief who was about to enter the door. Editor-in-chief Bai was worrying about which novel to publish in the newspaper. In order to attract readers to the newspaper, in addition to publishing news faster and more frequently, it is necessary to have an exciting novel to attract popularity. Editor-in-chief Bai had visited several famous novelists before, wanting to ask them to write articles, and the remuneration they offered was quite high. However, these novelists were not optimistic about the newly established newspaper, and felt that publishing novels in a new newspaper like Morning Star Daily was too low class, so they refused one after another. Some of those who did not refuse at the beginning just took this opportunity to ask the newspaper. They originally submitted their articles to increase their royalties. Their original newspaper agreed, so they naturally rejected Morning Star Daily. Editor-in-Chief Bai ran around for more than 2 months, but did not get a single article commission. It's not that no one submitted articles directly to the newspaper, but the writing style of those manuscripts was too poor, and some of the plots of the novels were copied from the plots of novels written by famous novelists. If such novels were put in the newspaper, it would be a blow to the newspaper's reputation. The purpose of their creation of Morning Star Daily was to make the best newspaper, not those second-rate or even third-rate tabloids that only rely on vulgar novels and gossip to attract people. One day, Editor-in-Chief Bai went out to solicit manuscripts, but returned disappointed. When he came back, he heard that someone had submitted a manuscript. Editor-in-Chief Bai tried his best and did not want to miss a glimmer of hope, so he personally received Su Qingni. Su Qingni was really flattered that he could be received by the editor-in-chief. After sitting down, he quickly took out a manuscript and handed it to Editor-in-Chief Bai. Editor-in-Chief Bai took the manuscript and looked down. He didn't have much hope at first, but when he saw the content, he was amazed. Xiangxia? Xiangxia. Haha, this is a good theme. This author is really a genius. Since the theme of martial arts was created, people have been limited to the scope of martial arts. Why don't they think more about whether cultivating immortals can also have heroes like practicing martial arts? Chapter 306, Eat, Drink, Men, Women 5. It turns out that cultivating immortals is also called cultivating the truth. Cultivating the truth, eliminating the false and retaining the true. Cultivating the truth is divided into 4 major stages and 10 levels. The Jinden stage among them has a lot in common with the Taoist Jinden Avenue. Editor Bai was excited just after reading some of the settings in the beginning. Just this novel setting alone, even if the author's writing is not particularly good, even if the plot is not novel, this novel will attract many readers. What's more, the author's writing is not bad, and the plot. Editor Bai couldn't stop reading it after reading only the first chapter. Editor Bai raised his head with a lingering feeling, stared at Su Qingni with shining eyes and asked, "Where are the rest of the chapters?" Su Qingni scratched the back of his head, feeling happy in his heart. It seems that this matter has been settled. My sister hasn't written the rest yet. Su Qingni said, but she asked me to go to her during dinner, and she will give me the second and third chapters she wrote today. This novel is not written by you. Editor Bai looked at Su Qingni. That's right, the man in front of him doesn't look like a writer who can write novels. My sister wrote it. Su Qingni replied, my sister Su Qingni is injured now and is recovering in the hospital. She feels that she has nothing to do, so she started writing novels. But she is not sure whether her novel is good or not, and whether anyone will read it, so she asked me to help her submit it to the newspaper. Your sister is a talented woman. This novel is very well written. It will definitely attract many readers after it is published. Editor-in-Chief Bai did not say that the novel was not good against his conscience and then lowered the price. He wanted to make friends with the author of the novel and establish a long-term cooperative relationship with him. If he can write such a wonderful novel, he will definitely be able to write the second and third ones. He wanted to develop this author into an exclusive author of his own newspaper, so that he would no longer have to worry about the novel column in the newspaper. When Su Qingni came to have dinner with Su Qingni, he brought Editor-in-Chief Bai with him. Editor-in-Chief Bai read the second and third chapters written by Su Qingni, and he was more determined to make friends with Su Qingni. He signed a contract with Su Qingni and paid her a royalty that exceeded the royalty of new authors, which was almost the same as those of famous novelists. Editor-in-Chief Bai is paying a huge price for a good job. Su Qingni is a person with high moral character and workability, so she promised Editor-in-Chief Bai that she would give her novels to Morning Star Daily for publication. Editor-in-Chief Bai took away the second and third chapters of the novel, so Su Qingni didn't even get to read them. However, Editor-in-Chief Bai said that Su Qingni's novels would be serialized starting tomorrow, and if Su Qingni could wait for 2 or 3 days, he would be able to read the second and third chapters written by Su Qingni in the newspaper. The other members of the Su family were extremely surprised to know that Su Qingni made money by writing novels. After being surprised, Su's father and mother were happy for their daughter. Because of her leg problems, their daughter even lost her job. In fact, they were very worried about her future. It had been decided that the tea restaurant would be inherited by the eldest son. What could they leave for their daughter? They could only save more money for their daughter and find a good man who could accept their daughter and let her marry. Unexpectedly, their daughter was so capable that she stopped being a flight attendant and became a novelist. The social status of a novelist is much higher than that of a flight attendant. In addition, my eldest son said that my daughter's novels can earn a lot of royalties. The royalties for just one chapter a day are more than the daily turnover of a tea restaurant. It's amazing. They don't have to worry about their daughter's future life. Even if my daughter can't find a good man to marry, even if she wants to be a single noble, they don't have to worry about her not being able to support herself. Su Qingni finally finished the case. When he returned home and heard that his sister had written a novel, he asked, "Did Niangniang really write it? Isn't she stealing the credit for someone else's work?" Su Qingni rolled his eyes at his brother directly. "You guys have an occupational disease. You doubt everything? If it's not a novel written by Niangniang, is it a novel written by you and me? Or is it a novel written by my father and mother?" Oh. Su Qingni laughed awkwardly. "Well, the main thing is that Niangniang suddenly knew how to write novels. I think it's a bit incredible." "What's incredible?" "Niangniang was the best in liberal arts when she was in middle school, and her essays were praised by the teacher. It was Niangniang's science that held her back, so she didn't get into college." Su's father said. His daughter was doing well, and he was so proud of her. He subscribed to 10 copies of the Morning Star Daily and placed them in his tea restaurant for the guests to read for free. Then he casually said that the novel on it was written by his daughter, which won praise and envy from the guests, which made Su's father proud. He was so proud that his tail was raised. Su Qingni scratched his head and asked his mother, "Mom, where's the Morning Star Daily from a few days ago? Bring it to me. I haven't read my sister's masterpiece yet." Su's mother immediately went back to the room and took out a few newspapers that were neatly packed in a file bag. The newspaper contained the novel written by her daughter, so of course it had to be kept well. Su Qingni also knew this, so he asked his mother for the newspaper to read. Su Qingni took out the top newspaper, found the novel version, and started reading. Once he started reading, he couldn't stop. Su Qingni was completely immersed in the plot and didn't feel the passage of time at all. Su's mother urged him to go to the room to sleep. Although he went back to the room, he just changed the place to continue reading the newspaper. Su Qingni wrote more than 15,000 words in each chapter, and now more than 10 chapters have been published, almost 200,000 to 300,000 words. Su Qingni finished reading all the newspapers, and most of the night had passed. He spent the rest of the night lying in bed, unable to sleep, thinking anxiously about what the subsequent plot would be. He wanted to rush to the hospital and ask his sister to write an update quickly. The next day, Su Qingni appeared in front of the Su family with panda eyes, which scared the Su family. "Did you steal last night?" Su Qingsheng said. Su Qingni rolled his eyes at his eldest brother. "I'm a policeman." Su Qingsheng also rolled his eyes. "No need to always emphasize your identity. You are a policeman, so what? Can you make a lot of money like our daughter?" Su Qingni was choked by Su Qingsheng and rolled his eyes. Su's mother stopped the two brothers. "Stop bickering so early in the morning, hurry up and have breakfast, then we'll go to the hospital." "Going to the hospital so early?" Su Qingni was surprised. "Isn't the tea restaurant open?" "Of course, your dad is going to the tea restaurant, and the three of us are going to the hospital to pick up Niangniang." Su's mother said. "Pick up Niangniang? Niangniang is being discharged from the hospital today." "Yes. You, the second brother, are so busy all day that you even forgot the time when your sister was discharged from the hospital." Su's mother complained to her son. Su Qingni scratched his head. "Well, am I really busy?" Chapter 307, Eat, Drink, Men, Women vi. Su Qingni was taken home by her mother and two brothers. The Su family's rooms are just big enough for the whole family to live in, and everyone has a room, but the overall area of the house is not large, and the area of each room is also small. Su Qingni's room is less than 10 square meters, with only a small bed, a large wardrobe, and a small table, and nothing else. The whole room is narrow and cramped, and people will feel cramped living in it. Su Qingni felt that living in her own room would be worse than living in the hospital. At least the ward has a lot of space, good air circulation, and good light. "I have to move out," Su Qingni thought. "When Su Qingsheng and Su Qingli get married and have children, this house will not be big enough to live in." After Su's mother and Su Qingsheng sent their daughter home, They went to the tea restaurant to help. Su Qingni didn't have to go to work, so he followed Su Qingni to urge her to update. I want to eat Li's roast chicken. Su Qingni said, I also want to eat Zhang's rice noodle rolls. Okay, I'll go buy them for you right now. Su Qingni gritted his teeth, but after I buy something, I hope to see a finished chapter. Okay. Su Qingni agreed with a smile. Su Qingni picked up his wallet and went out. Su Qingni also returned to her bedroom, spread out the letter paper on the table, and began to write the plot of the novel that had been conceived in her mind. Because she already had a draft in her mind, Su Qingni wrote like a god, and wrote most of the chapter in 2 hours. Stretching, Su Qingni looked at her watch and found that so much time had passed, and Su Qingni had not returned yet. But he received a call from the police station on the way, and went back to work, right? This kind of thing happens often, and the Su family is used to it. It seems that rice noodle rolls and roast chicken can't be eaten. Su Qingni pressed her flat stomach and decided to go to her own tea restaurant for lunch. Taking the key, Su Qingni went out. Her family did not live in an elevator building, but in an older building with a history of 30 or 40 years. This was the house that the original owner's grandfather bought when he was still alive. The light in the corridor is not very good, but the stairs are relatively flat, and the steps are not high, so going up and down the stairs does not make people too cautious. The original owner has been used to walking on these stairs since he was a child, and can go up and down the stairs with his eyes closed. Therefore, Su Qingni did not pay too much attention to her feet and rushed down quickly. As a result, the touch of the soles of her feet was not right, and she staggered and almost fell. She quickly held the handrail of the stairs to steady her body. Su Qingni looked down, but saw a person fainted in the middle of the stairs. Then, in the dim light, Su Qingni saw the blood on the person's forehead. Su Qingni. Su Qingni turned the person over and saw his appearance clearly. A handsome and familiar face, about 21 or 22 years old. Su Qingni knew him. He was Yan Jinghu, the son of Aunt Yan on the same floor. Aunt Yan was a widow, and she only had Yan Jinghu as her son. She raised her son by setting up a stall in the vegetable market, hoping that her son would be able to go to college and become a white-collar worker and have a good future. However, before Yan Jinghu was about to take the college entrance examination, Aunt Yan fell ill. Yan Jinghu gave up his studies to help Aunt Yan raise enough money for surgery. He didn't know what he did outside, but he got enough money for Aunt Yan's surgery and hospitalization. However, Yan Jinghu never went to school again, and could not fulfill Aunt Yan's expectations and become a white-collar worker. In the community, elderly people like Su's father and mother felt sorry for Yan Jinghu. After all, they were acquaintances. Su Qingni helped the person up from the ground. Although she could not use extraordinary power or practice in this world, she insisted on practicing physical exercises every day, which made her body stronger and stronger, half helped and half carried her downstairs to take her to a nearby clinic. As soon as she got downstairs, Su Qingni came back. Seeing Su Qingni supporting Yan Jinghu, Su Qingni ran over and grabbed Yan Jinghu from Su Qingni's shoulder into his own hands, and said to Su Qingni, "Your legs and feet are not good, and your body has just recovered. Don't let heavy objects press on you." Su Qingni. Well, Yan Jinghu is not heavy. He is 1.8 meters tall and weighs only about 70 kilograms. He is quite thin and can't be called a heavy object. Then you can support him to Uncle Li's clinic. Su Qingni let go of her hand and said to Su Qingni. Su Qingni stuffed the takeaway in his hand into Su Qingni's hand, put his arms around Yan Jinghu's body, half supported him, and took him to the clinic. "Where did you see this kid?" Su Qingni asked. "In the corridor. He was unconscious and had a head injury. I don't know if you will have a concussion or amnesia." Su Qingni said jokingly. "Amnesia is good. He doesn't have to go out and fool around anymore, and Aunt Yan doesn't have to worry about this kid anymore." Su Qingni snorted. Although he sympathized with Yan Jinghu's previous experience, as a policeman, he couldn't like Yan Jinghu's current profession at all. If Yan Jinghu hadn't grown up under his care, he would have ignored him when he saw Yan Jinghu in a coma. Su Qingni just said it casually, but he didn't expect that his bad mouth would hit the mark. After Yan Jinghu woke up, he actually lost his memory. This time, the small clinic couldn't treat him. The Su family siblings accompanied Aunt Yan to send Yan Jinghu to the hospital for a detailed examination and concluded that Yan Jinghu lost his memory because of a head injury. As for when he can recover his memory, it's hard to say. "Aunt Yan, don't be sad. Su Qingni saw that Aunt Yan had a bad expression and thought she was very sad, so she comforted Aunt Yan softly. "I'm not sad," Aunt Yan said. She should still be sad, but, besides being sad, she felt a little happy. Now that his son has lost his memory, his bad friends won't ask him out again, right? In the future, she would let her son stay by her side and sell vegetables honestly and live a peaceful life. As for white-collar workers, she had long given up on them. Su Qingni and Su Qingli sent Aunt Yan and Yan Jinghu home. Because there was no effective way to treat amnesia, Yan Jinghu did not stay in the hospital, but went home with Aunt Yan. Although he had lost his memory, due to the nature of mother and son, he was very close to Aunt Yan and listened to her very much. When they got home, it was already past dinner time, and the roast chicken and rice rolls were already cold. Su Qingni heated up the 2 dishes and shared them with Su Qingli. "Brother, why did you take so long to come back?" Su Qingni asked while chewing on the roast chicken. "Li's roast chicken and Zhang's rice rolls are on the way, not one in the south and one in the north, so it takes time." Su Qingli groaned and said with a slightly red face, "I had an occupational disease. I met a robber on the road. I helped the owner get his things back, and it took some time to catch the thief." Chapter 308, Eat, Drink, Men, Women vi. Su Qingni looked at the redness on Su Qingli's cheeks teasingly and said with a smile, "The one who is robbed should be a young and beautiful woman, right?" Su Qingli admitted directly, "Yes, she is very beautiful and fashionable, an elite white-collar lady." Su Qingni asked with a smile, "Is she very grateful to you? Did she exchange contact information with you? Did she want to invite you for dinner or something?" Su Qingli was depressed. "No, she thanked me and left." Su Qingni raised an eyebrow. "Why didn't you show your masculine charm?" Su Qingli sighed. "She looks like a rich lady. How could she be interested in a poor policeman like me?" "Well, a lady from a rich family. Then you'd better not think about it anymore. Those rich people only care about the right family background. Although our family is not poor, we can't get along with the rich." Su Qingni said. "This world is very practical. The chances of a beautiful woman marrying a rich man are slim, but not impossible, but a poor boy and a rich girl have no chance to be together. The families of rich girls will never allow their daughters to marry men whose family background is not as good as theirs. Their daughters are used for marriage alliances." Su Qingli didn't know much about the circle of rich people, but he had only met the robbed woman once. Although he admired her and even felt a little moved, he forgot about her as soon as he turned his head. But the 2 siblings didn't know that Su Qingli had a deep connection with her. Su Qingni and Chu Anna came to the door of Wu's house. Knocked on the door, and the door opened. A young man in his 20s opened the door. Seeing Chu Anna, the man's eyes lit up, but because of what happened at home, he didn't show a happy expression. "Anna, Qingni." The man greeted the 2. The 2 also greeted the man. The man is Wu Jia's twin brother Wu Jiahao. Although the 2 are twins, they don't look exactly the same. They are only 2 or 3 points similar, but they both look very good. The man is handsome and the woman is beautiful. Wu Jiahao is different from his tough and fiery sister Wu Ji. He has a mellow temperament and is too gentle. When others offend him, he always chooses to keep things quiet and rarely quarrels with others. This is one of the reasons why the original owner likes Wu Jiahao, but Chu Anna doesn't like Wu Jiahao and doesn't accept Wu Jiahao's pursuit. Yes, the original owner likes Wu Jiahao. Wu Ji likes to exploit this twin brother and treat him as a coolie. When she has something to do or her 2 good girlfriends have something they can't solve, she summons Wu Jiahao to help. When the 3 of them go shopping, they also call Wu Jiahao to be their follower and help them carry their bags. Wu Jiahao is hardworking and never complains. He is not angry when Wu Ji says that. He always smiles and tolerates this sister who was born only half an hour earlier than him. His gentle and generous character makes the original owner admire him very much, so he likes him. And since you like him, you have to express it. Nowadays, it is not shameful for a girl to chase a boy. The original owner confessed to Wu Jiahao, but unfortunately, Wu Jiahao clearly refused. Wu Jiahao fell in love with Chu Anna, who was more fashionable and beautiful than the original owner. So, men still value beauty. Wu Jiahao saw that Chu Anna was good-looking and had a good personality, and was generous and cheerful, but Chu Anna was too materialistic and was actually a gold digger. Chu Anna did not accept Wu Jiahao's pursuit, Because although Wu Jiahao was a certified public accountant and belonged to the category of people with a low salary, he was not a rich man, not from a wealthy family. Chu Anna envied those rich women who spent tens of thousands of yuan on a set of clothes, hundreds of thousands of yuan on a handbag, and hundreds of millions of yuan on a set of jewelry. She also wanted to have these clothes, bags and jewelry, but her own salary could not support her to buy these things. If her partner could not support her spending in this regard, what was the point of her coming? Chu Anna also clearly rejected Wu Jiahao. But Wu Jiahao did not give up. He felt that Chu Anna was a kind girl. Her materialism was caused by family reasons. As long as he was sincere to Chu Anna, he would be moved by Chu Anna sooner or later. It has to be said that in this era when love is like instant bread, Wu Jiahao is really an outlier. And Wu Jiahao's performance of not giving up makes the original owner appreciate him even more. Although the original owner seemed to have given up Wu Jiahao because of Wu Jiahao's rejection, she actually kept her love in her heart. It's just that the original owner is a carefree and a little bit silly girl, and no one can see that she is actually very delicate in feelings and is still secretly in love with Wu Jiahao. Su Qingni was not affected by the original owner's feelings and had no special feelings for Wu Jiahao. It was natural for her to chat with Wu Jiahao and ask him about his elder sister Wu Jiacheng. Because she was a good girlfriend with Wu Ji, Su Qingni and Chu Anna also knew Wu Jiacheng and were considered friends. Wu Jiacheng and Shi Wenin were going to hold a wedding and invited Chu Anna to be the bridesmaid. As a result, there was still a week before the wedding. Su Qingni and Chu Anna received news, Shi Wenin was missing. Shi Wenin disappeared in a small country in South Asia. He went abroad with the boss of the company, but that country started a riot. The boss was rescued and sent back to his country, but Shi Wenin disappeared. This kind of disappearance is likely to be dangerous. Is Sister Jiacheng okay? Su Qingni asked. Wu Jiahao shook his head. Eldest sister is very sad. She wants to go to country Y to find brother Wenin in person. Sister Jiacheng can't go. Country Y still in chaos. It will be very dangerous for Sister Jiacheng to go. Chu Anna was shocked and said hurriedly. Wu Jiahao scratched his head in annoyance, but my elder sister wants to go. She must go to find brother Wenin in person. If we don't let her go, she might go secretly. I will go to the company to ask for leave tomorrow to accompany my elder sister. You don't need to ask for leave. Wu Jinyi walked out of Wu Jiacheng's room and said, I will ask for leave to accompany my elder sister. No, it's not safe for you two women. Wu Jiahao was very firm this time. You don't go, I will go with my elder sister. Wu Jinyi wanted to say something, but Wu Jiahao glared at Wu Jinyi with a rare firmness. Country Y is very chaotic. You and your elder sister are both women, and beautiful women. If you are caught by the bad guys over there, what will happen to you? Don't you understand? Wu Jinyi was rarely suppressed by her brother. She didn't know what to say for a while, so she pulled Su Qingni and Chu Anna into Wu Jiacheng's room. Wu Jiacheng hugged her wedding photo with Shi Wenin and sat beside the double bed with a red bed cover crying. Wu Jiacheng is not as bright as her younger sister Wu Ji, but she has a gentle and elegant temperament, and has the demeanor of an elder sister. After getting married, she will also be a good wife and mother. Such a woman has a good marriage market in this era. Chapter 309, Eat, Drink, Men, Woman 8. Sister Jiacheng. Seeing Wu Jiacheng like this, Su Qingni and Chu Anna felt very sad for her. Hearing the two people's greetings, Wu Jiacheng raised her head and pulled a very bitter arc towards the two. Qingni, Anna, thank you for coming to see me. After a pause, Wu Jiacheng said to Su Qingni guiltily, Qingni, now that Wenin is missing, your investments may be wasted. I'm sorry. Sister Jiacheng, it's okay. There is no problem with my investments. Mr. Shi's company will send someone to deal with it. But do you really want to go to country Y? Su Qingni asked. Wu Jiacheng nodded vigorously and said firmly, I don't believe Wenin will die. I want to find him back. Shi Wenin is really happy. Chu Anna said. She had another sentence that she didn't say. With a lover like Wu Jiacheng, Shi Wenin would not lose even if he died. Well, this sentence must not be said in front of Wu Jiacheng. I am also very happy. Wu Jiacheng said softly. She and Shi Wenin have been childhood sweethearts. Their relationship has lasted for 10 years and has not changed because of external temptations. They have determined each other, they love each other, and how can they not be happy knowing that the other loves them? Seeing Wu Jiacheng's expression, Chu Ana's heart was touched, and a little doubt arose in her heart. Can love really make people happy? Can love be compared with money? It seemed that someone else had come. Wu Jiahao went to open the door, and then his surprised voice came. Feng Shuiwen? Why is it you? When did you return to China? Wu Ji, Su Qingni and the other two walked out of the room upon hearing the sound, only to see two more men in the living room. One was about 30 years old, and the other was 24 or 25. They were wearing high-end suits, and the price of that suit was no less than 6 figures. Chu Ana's eyes lit up at once. These two are definitely rich people. Wu Jiahao, it's you. The younger man should be Feng Shuiwen. I saw someone familiar nearby, and heard my cousin say that he was going to a family with the surname Wu, so I wondered if it was your family. I didn't expect it to be you. I haven't seen you for many years. Are you okay? I'm fine. It seems that you are also fine. Did you graduate from a school abroad? Wu Jiahao's voice was full of joy. It seems that he and Feng Shuiwen are very good friends. Well, I graduated this year, but I just came back for less than 2 days, so I didn't have time to contact you. Feng Shuiwen said, I just didn't expect to see you in this situation. What's the situation? Wu Jiahao asked in confusion. He didn't know the purpose of Feng Shuiwen and his cousin. Feng Shuiwen glanced at his cousin beside him and said to Wu Jiahao, well, I accompanied my cousin to see Ms. Wu Jiacheng. She should be your eldest sister, right? Does your cousin know my eldest sister? Wu Jiahao was still confused. The man next to Feng Shuiwen spoke, his voice full of guilt. I am Shi Wenen's boss. Wu Jiahao. Wu Jie yelled, so you are the boss who abandoned brother Wenen and returned to his country. How dare you come to my house to find my eldest sister? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. The man said repeatedly, I took the person out but didn't bring him back. It's my fault. I'm really sorry, so sorry. Su Qingni and Chu Ana stayed in the living room, Wu Jie's brother and sister and Feng Shuiwen also stayed in the living room, and only the man entered Wu Jiacheng's room. Wu Jie and Su Qingni were talking, and Chu Ana was beside them. Although she occasionally said a word or two, her mind was on Feng Shuiwen and Wu Jiahao. From the conversation between the two men, Chu Ana knew that the two were middle school classmates and good friends. Feng Shuiwen went abroad to study directly after graduating from middle school, but he did not break off contact with Wu Jiahao. The two kept in touch through letters. This time when Feng Shuiwen returned to China, he naturally wanted to find his good friend Wu Jiahao. However, before he found him, he met his good friend because he accompanied his cousin to apologize. Is this fate? Chu Ana knew that Feng Shuiwen was the grandson of the chairman of the Feng Group, and her eyes brightened. Wu Jie and Su Qingni saw her expression and knew what she was thinking. Wu Jie sighed in her heart and decided to find time to persuade her silly brother again. There is no possibility between silly brother and Anna. Unless silly brother becomes a descendant of a rich family who is wandering outside, and then is found by others to be the young master of a rich family, Chu Ana will choose to accept Wu Jiahao. However, is there such a possibility? Haha. Dream on. Feng Shuiwen's cousin is called Feng Shuchen. I don't know what he said to Wu Jiacheng in the room. After coming out of the room, his expression was much more relaxed. He said to Wu Jiahao, I have already made an agreement with your elder sister that I will go to country Y with you. You don't have to worry about the tickets, I will buy them for you. Wu Jiahao knew that the Feng family had shares in the airline company, so it was very convenient for them to buy tickets, but he said, you just came back from country Y, why are you taking risks in country Y again? We all know how Weneng disappeared, and it has nothing to do with you, so you don't have to feel too guilty. Feng Shuchen shook his head, I took the person out, but I didn't bring him back, so it's my fault. My body is fine now, and I must go this time. Otherwise, I will feel guilty for the rest of my life. Feng Shuiwen was helping Feng Shuchen speak, and he wanted to go to country Y with them, but was rejected by Feng Shuiwen and Wu Jiahao. Feng Shuiwen acted quickly, and the next day, Su Qingni received news that Wu Jiacheng and the other two were leaving, so she rushed to the airport to see them off. Sister Jiacheng, take these things with you. Su Qingni opened the backpack she was carrying, took out a few things from it and stuffed them into Wu Jiacheng's arms, then said to Feng Shuchen, Mr. Feng, you have connections at the airport, right? Can you ask security to make an exception and take these things on the plane? Feng Shuiwen frowned at the small sprayer and asked, "What's in it?" "If it's flammable, even if I have some face, I can't take it on the plane. It's too dangerous." "It's not flammable," Su Qingni said hurriedly. "It's pepper spray." "Pepper spray?" Everyone was shocked. "Why do you put pepper spray in the sprayer?" Chu Anna asked. "Give it to Sister Jia Cheng for self-defense." Su Qingni said, "Country Y is too chaotic, so of course you have to bring some self-defense items with you. Sister Jia Cheng, if someone wants to harm you, just point the sprayer at that person's eyes, spray him with pepper water, and then run away." Everyone. "Wu Jia Heo, Qingni, do you have any extra sprayers? Give me one." Su Qingni, "No. You left in such a hurry, I could only make one with a sprayer at home. If you want, make one yourself." Chapter 310, Eat, Drink, Men, Women IX. If you want, make one yourself. Buy a sprayer after you get off the plane, and buy some chili powder or curry powder. It's easy. Su Qingni said, "If you can't take this sprayer on the plane, just throw it away and make a new one when you arrive in country Y." Wu Jiacheng was very moved and thanked Su Qingni, holding the things Su Qingni gave her, and went through security check. As for whether she could pass the security check, Su Qingni said she didn't see it. Is your name Su Qingni?" Su Qingni turned her head and saw Feng Shuiwen walking to her side and stretched out a hand to her. "Hello, my name is Feng Shuiwen." "Hello." Su Qingni stretched out her hand and shook hands with Feng Shuiwen. "You are very interesting." Feng Shuiwen smiled. "I really want to make a friend like you. It's my honor to be friends with the son of the Feng group." Su Qingni smiled and pulled back her hand. Another hand reached out and grabbed the hand that Feng Shuiwen wanted to take back. Chu Anna smiled and said to Feng Shuiwen, "Hello, my name is Chu Anna. I'm very happy to be your friend." Her smile was extremely bright. Chu Anna was already beautiful, and this smile added a touch of charm, which made Feng Shuiwen dazed. "Hello." Feng Shuiwen calmed down and smiled politely at Chu Anna. Chu Anna said, "Since we are friends, should we exchange contact information?" "Yes." Feng Shuiwen took out his business card and handed it to Chu Anna, Su Qingni and Wu Ji respectively. The three ladies did not have business cards, so they took out their own caller numbers, which Feng Shuiwen wrote down. "I drove here, let me take you home." "No, I have to go to work soon, I won't go home." Wu Ji refused. Feng Shuiwen looked at the stewardess uniform on her, and then looked at the same uniform on Chu Anna, and said to Su Qingni, "You are not also a stewardess, and you have to stay at the airport too." "I have resigned," Su Qingni said. "Then I will take you home," Feng Shuiwen said. "Thank you." Su Qingni did not refuse. Chu Anna was unhappy. Why did she have to go to work today? Otherwise, she could ride in the handsome guy's car, and chat with him more on the way. Maybe she could hook up with him. She is very confident in her charm. As a bystander, Wu Ji is not very optimistic about Chu Anna. Feng Shuiwen is not as interested in Chu Anna as Su Qingni. Chu Anna wants to be Feng Shuiwen's girlfriend, but it may not be so easy. Thinking of her silly brother's infatuation with Chu Anna, as Chu Anna's good girlfriend, Wu Ji couldn't help but have the idea that Feng Shuiwen did not accept Chu Anna and wanted to see Chu Anna suffer. Sitting in Feng Shuiwen's car, she chatted with Feng Shuiwen casually. Feng Shuiwen is a good chat partner. Although he studied in a foreign university, his attainments in his country's culture are not low, and he studied financial management. He can chat with Su Qingni no matter what mysterious topics he talks about. The two talked about the dynamics of Wall Street. Feng Shuiwen knew that Su Qingni had a hand in Wall Street through his cousin's investment company. But the person who handled it was Shi Wenan. Now that Shi Wenan has disappeared, her investment has not been recovered. "Do you want me to ask your cousin's assistant to transfer your investment business to another investment manager?" Feng Shuiwen asked. "Not for the time being," Su Qingni said. "The stocks I invested in will not fluctuate too much in the short and medium term. No one is needed to operate. Let's wait for Shi Wenan to come back." "Do you think my cousin and Miss Wu can find Shi Wenan?" "I don't know. But I think Mr. Shi is a good person, and good people are blessed by God. Unfortunately, she does not have extraordinary power now, and cannot know the life and death of the person she wants to know. But she feels that Shi Wenan is not a short-lived person. Haha, it turns out that Miss Su is such an innocent girl." Feng Shuiwen said, "Have you ever heard of a saying? Good men don't live long, evil men leave their legacy for 1,000 years. Country Y was in such chaos at the time, it was very unlikely that Mr. Xu would survive. I'm afraid my cousin and the others will return disappointed when they go looking for him this time. The person hasn't been found yet. Don't say such disappointing words. I'm sorry, I'm a person who only speaks and acts based on facts, and I made you feel uncomfortable. I don't feel uncomfortable. After all, I don't have much to do with Mr. Shi. But to the Wu family, you'd better not say such things. Su Qingni said, Wu Jiahao is your friend, he won't do anything to you. But Jingyi has a bad temper, she might hit you on the head with a heel of her high heels. Oh. Feng Shuiwen shrank his neck in a make-up-like manner and asked, is the second sister of the Wu family really that violent? Su Qingni, aren't you and Wu Jiahao classmates and good friends? You don't even recognize Jingyi? You are the same age. Feng Shuiwen said, Jiahao and I go to a boys' school, and we have no intersection with the second sister of the Wu family. We didn't have the chance to meet before, but you will definitely have many chances to meet in the future, and you will know how violent Jingyi is. Su Qingni smiled, but Jingyi is not violent without reason. She is violent only to people who hurt her family. In fact, she has a very good personality. You seem to have a good relationship. Of course, we are good girlfriends. We were colleagues before. You were also a flight attendant before? Why didn't you do it? Feng Shuiwen asked in confusion. Su Qingni said, you didn't look at the way I walk carefully, did you? Feng Shuiwen? Question mark. Su Qingni, I was injured, and my legs and feet have sequelae. I can only walk with a limp. I can't be a flight attendant like this, so I resigned. Is that so? Feng Shuiwen's eyes flashed with pity, but he stared at the road ahead. Su Qingni, sitting in the co-pilot's seat, did not see that look. What are you doing now? Writing stories for money and publishing them in newspapers. Su Qingni said. Are you a novelist? Feng Shuiwen asked, feeling that the girls around him were more interesting. Just barely. Su Qingni said modestly. Feng Shuiwen asked, which newspaper did you publish your novel in? I'll go buy a copy to show my support. Su Qingni replied, The Morning Star Daily. The Morning Star Daily. Feng Shuiwen was so shocked that he slammed on the brakes and was almost rear-ended by the car behind him. The driver of the car behind drove up and gave Feng Shuiwen the middle finger, and Feng Shuiwen quickly apologized. After the car drove away, Feng Shuiwen turned around and looked at Su Qingni, and asked in surprise, Did you write The Immortal Path? Are you a wizard? Su Qingni nodded. Feng Shuiwen stopped the car and took out a pen and notebook from his arms. Please sign for me. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 311, Food, Drink, Men, Woman. Wu Jiahao came back 10 days later. He couldn't take too long a leave because he still had to work. Feng Shuchen stayed with Wu Jiacheng in Country Y to continue looking for her, but the two of them had been looking for her in Country Y for more than 3 months and still couldn't find her. When Wu Jiacheng came back, she was extremely pale. No one knew how to comfort her. Su Qingni heard from Wu Ji that Wu Jiacheng cried alone in her bedroom all night, but when she appeared in front of everyone the next day, she was the gentle elder sister again. My elder sister is always like this, burying her pain in her heart. It makes me want to cry for her. Wu Ji sighed. I hope my elder sister can gradually forget Brother Wenin, accept new relationships, and start a new life. Su Qingni said, although Sister Jiacheng is gentle on the outside, she is the toughest among you siblings on the inside. She will definitely get over her death. I think Sister Jiacheng knows how to live better than you and Jiahao. What? My elder sister is reluctant to eat and wear. How can she compare to me in understanding life? I know how to dress up and enjoy life, so I know how to live. Wu Ji said unconvinced. So there's not much savings. Su Qingni exposed Wu Ji's secret. You don't want to find a rich husband to support you like Anna, do you? How can a new age woman like me find a man to support me? Wu Ji snorted, but when looking for a husband, we do have to find one who can make money, so that we can have money to support our children in the future. So you only spend the money you earn on yourself. Of course. Is that not allowed? Of course. Su Qingni gave Wu Ji a thumbs up. By the way, where's Anna? Did she switch shifts with someone else? No. Wu Ji showed a hint of unhappiness on her face. She went out to play with my silly brother. Huh? Did Anna accept Jia Heo's pursuit? No. Wu Ji became even more upset when she said this. Anna has fallen for Jia Heo's rich boyfriend Feng Shuiyan. Feng Shuiyan had originally asked Jia Heo to go out and play together today, but Anna heard about it and insisted on asking Jia Heo to go with him. Jia Heo, that idiot, actually agreed. He even agreed to match Anna up with Feng Shuiyan. It's simply, I don't know how to scold him. I've never seen anyone as stupid as him. Su Qingni. She had never seen a man as stupid as Wu Jia Heo. Did he love Chu Anna so much, or did he not particularly like Chu Anna? Your brother is a romantic. Wu Ji came close to Su Qingni. Qingni, tell me honestly? Do you still like Jia Heo? If you still like him, I will try my best to bring you two together. Goodbye. Su Qingni waved her hand quickly. I don't like your brother anymore. Then who do you like? Wu Ji said, don't tell me you also like that Feng Shuiyan. No. Su Qingni rolled her eyes at Wu Ji. I will go abroad in a while. Where will I have time to fall in love? Even if I do, we will break up. Although Feng Shuiyan is quite outstanding, she has no intention of finding a lover in the small world. As for Feng Shuiyan's affection for her, after she goes abroad, she will be far away from him and spend a long time with him, so this affection will naturally disappear. You are going abroad? Wu Ji was shocked. Su Qingni nodded. I stopped being a flight attendant. When I looked for a job again, I found that I couldn't find a good job with my high school diploma, so I thought about going abroad to study for a university degree and then find a good job. Isn't it good for you to write novels now? You can make money and have free time. Writing novels is not easy, it takes a lot of brain power, and in this world, academic qualifications are the most important. I still want to get an academic degree. Su Qingni said. Wu Ji also knew that society nowadays attaches great importance to academic qualifications, and understood Su Qingni's thoughts. She is different from Su Qingni and Chu Anna. The two graduated from high school, while she graduated from university. Because of her university degree, her professional title is one level higher than Su Qingni and Chu Anna. Although the job is the same, the salary she gets is higher than the two. This is the benefit of academic qualifications. Su Qingni suffered from the loss of not having academic qualifications, so she cares so much about academic qualifications, right? Wu Ji felt that she understood Su Qingni. Then will you continue to write novels? Wu Ji asked, don't say you're going to stop writing? Your novels are so good. If you stop writing, it will be a loss for us readers. Of course I will. How can I not write? Su Qingni said. Writing novels is so profitable, how can I give up writing? I have made an appointment with editor-in-chief Bai. I will send the manuscript to him by registered mail every 2 weeks. Great. Wu Ji was happy. She is also a loyal reader of Su Qingni's novels. It should be said that almost everyone in City A who can read is a loyal reader of Su Qingni. Xiangxia novels are more exciting and attractive to read than martial arts novels. Nowadays, many novelists have begun to follow the trend and write Xiangxia novels. Is the Immortal Road about to be finished? So have you thought about what to write next? Wu Ji came over and asked, still some Xiangxia novels? No, I want to write a novel with women as the main character next time. Su Qingni said. With women as the main character? Do you want to write a romance novel? Wu Ji asked. It's not a romance, but a story about women fighting. Women fighting? How do they fight? In the harem and the backyard. Su Qingni said, from the house fight to the palace fight, the heroine fights from being a lady in the official's backyard to becoming the most noble woman in the world, the Queen Mother. Wu Ji blinked her eyes, it sounds interesting. Su Qingni said, of course it is interesting. The fight between women is no worse than that between men, and they kill people without blood. Wait, I will definitely make you satisfied. Then I'll wait and see. The two talked and laughed for a while, and were thinking about finding a Western restaurant to have lunch together, when Su Qingni's big brick rang. Although the shape of the big brick really didn't suit Su Qingni's aesthetics, it was more convenient to carry a big brick with her, so that the Su family could find her at any time. She didn't like using a pager, and it was not convenient to find a phone booth to answer the phone. Su Qingni answered the big brick, and a familiar voice came from it. It was Feng Shuiyan's. Ever since he knew that Su Qingni was his favorite novel author, Feng Shuiyan often called Su Qingni, sometimes to ask her out and sometimes to ask about the plot of her novel. Spoilers were absolutely not allowed, and Su Qingni refused to go out because she had to write a novel and didn't have time. She saw that Feng Shuiwen wanted to pursue her, but since he would not accept her, she should not give him hope. Qingni, where are you? Have you had lunch? Do you want to eat together? Feng Shuiwen's voice came out, and Wu Jianyi beside him also heard it. Chapter 312, Eat, Drink, Men, Women, 11. No, Jinyi and I are going to have dinner. Su Qingni refused. Hey, are you with Jiaheo's second sister? Feng Shuiwen said in surprise. It just so happens that Jiaheo is with me. Let's come to find you and have dinner together. This. Su Qingni wanted to refuse, but Wu Jiaheo's voice came over. Qingni, where are you? We're coming to find you. Su Qingni could only report the address. Unexpectedly, Feng Shuiwen and his friends were not far away from them. They arrived in 20 minutes and asked them to wait there. Fortunately, there was a bench on the roadside where they were now, and no one was sitting there. Su Qingni hung up the big brick and pulled Wu Jie to the bench. After sitting down, Su Qingni met Wu Jie's strange eyes. Why are you looking at me like that? Su Qingni asked. Wu Jie snorted and said, tell me the truth, how far have you and Feng Shuiwen progressed? What step? Just ordinary friends. Ordinary friends? He calls you Qingni so intimately. Wu Jie didn't believe it. If he wants to call me that, I can't tell him not to, right? Su Qingni looked at Wu Jie's expression of don't try to fool me and surrendered. Okay, I'll tell you the truth. Feng Shuiwen wanted to pursue me, but I didn't agree. Why didn't you agree? Wu Jie asked. If Su Qingni accepted Feng Shuiwen, would Chu Anna still be able to snatch her best friend's boyfriend? She gave up on Feng Shuiwen. Maybe her silly brother would have a little more hope. Feng Shuiwen is so outstanding, why do you still look down on him? How dare I? Su Qingni said, it's just that I'm going abroad soon. Yes. Wu Jie nodded. Since we have to break up sooner or later, we shouldn't start. Su Qingni was afraid that Feng Shuiwen would have found another girlfriend when she came back after a few years abroad. Could that girlfriend be Chu Anna? Thinking of Chu Anna reminded her of her silly brother. Wu Jie felt a headache. In less than 20 minutes, Feng Shuiwen and Wu Jiaheo came, and as expected, Chu Anna followed behind them. Chu Anna looked at Su Qingni with such resentment in her eyes. She walked to Su Qingni and asked in a low voice, when did you get so close to Feng Shuiwen? How could we get close? But he is a fan of my books. Su Qingni said. She saw that Chu Anna was determined to get Feng Shuiwen and didn't want to get involved in the emotional entanglement of these people. Chu Anna put aside half of her worries after hearing what Su Qingni said. She looked at Feng Shuiwen with a more determined look, as if she would not give up until she got Feng Shuiwen. Wu Jiaheo walked beside Wu Jie, feeling depressed. He was just honest, not stupid. How could he not be sad when his beloved girl likes someone else and asked him for help? Wu Jie snorted coldly, and said angrily, why do I have such a stupid brother like you? Since you like Anna, how can you agree to help her pursue Feng Shuiwen? Give her 2 opportunities. Wu Jiaheo said sullenly, if I don't help, will Anna give up pursuing Shuiwen? If she finds other opportunities, she can still get close to Shuiwen. Now I help her, and she can remember my kindness. So what if she remembers your kindness? She won't choose you. Wu Jie felt that her brother was so stupid that he was asking for trouble. Wu Jiaheo stammered, unable to speak. Feng Shuiwen came close to Su Qingni and said flatteringly, Qingni, the Immortal Road is almost finished, right? Do you have an idea for your next book? Yes, I'm afraid you won't like it. Su Qingni smiled. As long as you write it, how can I not like it? Su Qingni smiled. My next novel is about women fighting. You are a man, you won't like it. Women fighting. Yes. Su Qingni repeated the novel idea she had told Wu Jianyi before. Feng Shuiwen was a little disappointed after listening, but Chu Anna, who came over, was very interested. This is good. Qingni, you write it quickly, I want to read it. Okay, I'll start writing when I get back. Feng Shuiwen said unwillingly, can't you write 2 novels at the same time, one with a female protagonist and one with a male protagonist? Yes, I can. Su Qingni thought about it. Although the harem fighting novels are very exciting, they attract female readers. Men really don't like to read this kind of novels. Publishing it in the newspaper may affect the sales of Morning Star Daily, which would be a shame for the high royalties given to her by editor-in-chief Bai. Su Qingni made a decision, then let's write another one. Feng Shui's eyes lit up. The male protagonist? What's the story about? Su Qingni looked at Feng Shuiwen, a rich young man in modern times, who has returned from studying abroad. He is very outstanding and capable. Although he graduated from a foreign university, due to family reasons, he is also proficient in history and Chinese studies. Feng Shuiwen's eyes lit up even more. Is the protagonist based on me? Chu Anna was a little unhappy. Qingni is also concerned about Feng Shuiwen? Want to please Feng Shuiwen? Su Qingni continued, originally, this young master wanted to join his family's company to show his strength to his elders, but he had a car accident on his way to work on his first day, and he died. Feng Shuiwen, Chu Anna, Greek letter sigma, are the two siblings of the Wu family who came up to listen. Greek letter sigma, a Feng Shuiwen, he died at the beginning, isn't he the protagonist? Yes, he is the protagonist. Su Qingni said with a smile, it is precisely because of his death that the subsequent plot can unfold. Feng Shuiwen, do you want to write a ghost story? Or a detective novel? Neither. Su Qingni said. Feng Shuiwen wiped his face and asked, what type of novel is it? Time travel novel. Time travel. Feng Shuiwen and the other three had never heard of this term. Yes, time travel. Su Qingni stopped teasing Feng Shuiwen and simply said the subsequent content. After the young master died in the car accident, his soul was swept into the sudden turbulence of time and space, and was sent to the end of the Tang dynasty more than 1,000 years ago, and was resurrected in a descendant of the Li Tang royal family. At the end of the Tang dynasty, the feudal lords fought against each other and it was very chaotic. Although the hero had the identity of the Li Tang royal family, he did not have the corresponding rights. It was very difficult for him to survive in this chaotic world. Therefore, this young man used his historical knowledge and modern scientific knowledge to form his own armed forces and join the fight for the world. He used gunpowder, modern steel-making technology, and modern military tactics in battle, and used modern advanced planting methods and improved agricultural tools to develop logistics. In the end, the hero unified the world and became the founding emperor of a dynasty, so that the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms would never appear again. Chapter 313, Eat, Drink, Men, Woman. The 5 people were fascinated by what they heard, and they all hoped that Su Qingni would write this novel as soon as possible. It's so interesting. It turns out that people can have such adventures after death. Feng Shuiwen's eyes were almost as bright as light bulbs. Haha, it would be great if I could travel through time like the protagonist in the novel. Establishing achievements and conquering the world, this is every man's dream. Chu Anna nodded, I also want to travel through time. But I want to travel through time to become an ancient princess, with countless people serving me, eating delicious food and drinking spicy drinks every day. How great! Wu Ji said with longing, I don't want to be a princess, I want to travel through time to become Wu Zixin, I want to be an empress. Wu Jiatao, I still don't want to travel through time. Wu Ji turned to look at him, you don't want to travel through time. Wu Jiatao nodded, I'm so stupid. I will definitely not be as powerful as the protagonist of the novel after traveling through time. Maybe I will be killed by the army of the vassal state after traveling through time. Wu Ji, you are really self-aware. Su Qingni laughed in her heart and felt that Wu Jiatao was cute for being stupid. The 4 people discussed the novel and had a happy meal without any embarrassing scenes. When the dishes were just served, 2 acquaintances came into the restaurant. They were Wu Jiacheng and Feng Shuiwen. They saw each other and sat together. Sister, why are you with Mr. Feng? Wu Ji asked Wu Jiacheng in confusion. She thought her elder sister would dislike Feng Shuiwen and blame Feng Shuiwen for Shi Wenen's matter. But looking at the way the two interacted, it seemed that the elder sister did not blame Feng Shuiwen and became good friends with him. Mr. Feng helped me find a job, and I invited Mr. Feng to dinner to thank him. Wu Jiacheng replied. She quit her job because she was going to get married, otherwise she would not have stayed abroad for 3 months. Now that the marriage is not going to happen, and she can't stay at home to be supported by her mother and younger brothers and sisters, she naturally has to go out to find a job. Feng Shuiwen knew that she was looking for a job, and he helped her enthusiastically and found a good job for her. The salary is high and the professional match is suitable, she is satisfied. Don't you blame Mr. Feng? Wu Ji asked Wu Jiacheng in a low voice. Wu Jiacheng also lowered her voice, Mr. Feng is not wrong. He took Wenin abroad to work because he was optimistic about Wenin's ability. He did not expect to encounter riots. It was an accident. Wennin's disappearance can't be blamed on Mr. Feng. Moreover, Mr. Feng put the responsibility on himself afterwards. He even ignored his own company and accompanied me to Country Y to find Wennin. He stayed there for 3 months. He is a very kind boss. He also gave my uncle and the others 500,000 yuan in compensation. It's really kind. Wu Ji nodded, and looked at Feng Shuchen with appreciation. Feng Shuchen felt that someone was looking at him. He looked up and found that it was Wu Ji, so he gave her a friendly smile. Feng Shuchen looked good, gentle and elegant, mature and steady. This smile was full of charm. Wu Ji couldn't help but look at him a little, and her face flushed. After dinner, everyone separated and Su Qingni went home alone. Feng Shuian wanted to send Su Qingni off, but Chu Anna grabbed him and asked him to send her off. Wu Jiahao also helped. Feng Shuian had no choice but to agree. Su Qingni saw that Wu Ji rolled her eyes. She was powerless to stop her brother's stupidity. The Wu siblings left in Feng Shuchen's car. Su Qingni saw that Wu Ji quickly grabbed the front passenger seat. She blinked her eyes, something was happening. After returning home, Su Qingni had just rested for a while when she received a call from Wu Ji. "Qingni, I think I'm in love." "Is the object Feng Shuchen?" Su Qingni asked with a smile. "How do you know?" Wu Ji was stunned. "Did I show it so obviously?" "No, I'm the only one who saw it." Su Qingni said, "I write novels, so I naturally have to observe people and things more, and see them more carefully than other people." "Oh." Wu Ji breathed a sigh of relief. "I thought you all saw it." "Su Qingni, don't you want others to know that you are attracted to Feng Shuchen?" "No. It's just that I don't know him yet. After I get to know him better and think that this person is really good, I will show it." Wu Ji said, "If he doesn't meet my criteria for choosing a spouse, I will simply give up. So don't let too many people know for now." Su Qingni expressed her understanding. "You want me to help you find out more about Feng Shuchen?" "Wu Ji, aren't you more familiar with Feng Shuchen?" "Su Qingni, your brother is more familiar with Feng Shuchen." Wu Ji chuckled twice. "With Jiahao's personality, he is more likely to cause trouble than to accomplish anything." "Su Qingni, you underestimate your brother too much. He is a wise man pretending to be stupid, otherwise how could he be admitted to university and is now a certified public accountant? A real fool can't be an accountant. But he is really stupid in interpersonal relationships. You really can't count on him in terms of feelings." Wu Ji sighed. "I'm really afraid that he won't be able to get married in this life. Fools have their own luck. Maybe one day Anna will change her mind." "Haha, I don't expect Anna to be my sister-in-law. Nanan, come out and eat roasted pigeon." Su Qingli's loud voice sounded outside the door. "My second brother called me, I'm hanging up." Su Qingni said to Wu Ji. "Wu Ji, don't forget to help me find out information." "Got it, miss." After hanging up the phone, Su Qingni walked out of the room and saw her second brother looking very proud. "Did he say he wanted a promotion? Did you meet someone romantically when you went out?" Su Qingni walked to the table and saw 5 lunchboxes on it. She immediately went into the kitchen to wash her hands and returned to the table to open the lid of one of the lunchboxes. Su Qingli chuckled. Su Qingni couldn't help but raise her eyebrows. "Did I get it right? Did you meet the rich girl who was robbed last time?" Su Qingli was surprised. "How did you know?" "I guessed." Su Qingni said, "You are so happy, you won't really like her, right? How does she feel about you? Also, didn't you say last time that you wanted to marry someone of equal status, and you are not worthy of her? Now you are trying to get close to her again. Your second brother is so outstanding, how could there be a woman who is not worthy of me?" Su Qingli snorted, "And Xia Tong is not an ordinary rich girl. She has her own career and opinions. Her family will not arrange a marriage for her casually." "Oh, it seems that you are already very familiar with her. You know her so well." Su Qingni gnawed a piece of pigeon and said with a click of the tongue, "Second brother, you are quite charming. You got the upper hand so quickly. Don't talk nonsense." "Not yet. Xia Tong and I are just friends." Chapter 314, Eat, Drink, Men, Woman 13. "Oh, we are still just friends," Su Qingni dragged out her voice. Su Qingli snorted, "Don't be so sour." Su Qingni, "Where's it sour? Did I learn this from you? By the way, how does the girl feel about you? Does she like you?" "We are just friends now." "I see." Su Qingni laughed and buried her head in eating roasted pigeon. Su Qingli. Should he start pursuing her and catch the girl? In this way, his sister will not ignore him so much. The immortal path is finished. When it was the final chapter, the newspaper sold astronomical figures that day, which made the entire cultural and publishing circles of City A stunned. Morning Star Daily held a celebration banquet in a 5-star hotel, and Su Qingni, as the protagonist, had to attend. Su Qingni was not busy, so he accompanied Su Qingni to the celebration banquet as her male companion. Second brother, you really look like a prince in a dragon robe. Su Qingni looked at Su Qingli, who was wearing a straight suit, and set off his figure more upright, and praised. That's right. Your second brother has a good foundation. He is a handsome guy. He looks good in any clothes. Su Qingli said with a bit of pain, but these clothes are too expensive. A set of suits is more expensive than my 3 months' salary. Su Qingni glanced at him. I paid the money, not you. Why do you have to feel sad? Su Qingli, the money you pay is also money. Well, look at this clothes. The material is not that good, and the appearance is just so-so. It's just a famous brand, right? But it's so expensive. If you let Zhang, a tailor on the street, make dozens of sets. Su Qingni twitched her mouth. Second brother, with your thinking, you still want to chase a rich girl. I'm being frugal. Xiaotong doesn't look down on me, so why do you look down on me? Su Qingli said unhappily. No, I don't look down on you. It's just that, second brother, some money should be spent when it's needed. In this world, people usually respect clothes before people. Nowadays, everyone who works hard in society is well dressed and has 1 or 2 brand name items to show off. Su Qingni pointed to the entrance of the 5-star hotel and said to Su Qingli, if you don't dress better, the doorman won't let you in. Besides, your good friend won't look down on you because of your frugality, but what about her family? If you appear in front of your friend's relatives wearing cheap clothes, it will embarrass your friend. Su Qingli was very depressed. I can't argue with you, you always have a point. Su Qingni sighed, I'm just stating the facts. It's not that she is snobbish, but that's how the world is. If you want to adapt to this society, you have to follow the trend of this society and the rules of this world. In the past world, she was able to challenge the rules because she had the ability. But in this world, since she doesn't have strong strength, she should just be obedient. The 2 siblings had already reached the entrance of the hotel while they were talking. The doorman very considerately opened the glass door for them to enter. A waiter came forward to ask, and Su Qingni told them the name of the hall where the banquet was held. The waiter led the 2 people to the banquet hall. Su Qingni walked a few steps and found that Su Qingli did not follow her. She turned her head in confusion. Second brother, what are you looking at? Why don't you follow me? After saying that, she looked in the direction of Su Qingli's sight and saw a young man and woman with good looks walking out of the hotel from the other side while talking. On the other side was the elevator leading to the accommodation room. Second brother, is the Xiaotong you mentioned Miss Tong? Su Qingni asked. She recognized the young man and woman. The man was Feng Shuiyan and the woman was Tong Xiaotong, a senior executive of the airline company where she used to work. She is my friend. Su Qingli's voice was bitter. He turned around and said to Su Qingni, let's go. Su Qingli was in a very bad mood and acted in a trance throughout the banquet. Fortunately, he was just an insignificant person, and no one would pay attention to him if he hid in a corner and was in a daze. After the banquet, the 2 siblings went home. Su Qingni did not trust Su Qingli's current condition to drive well. She was afraid that Su Qingli would drive the car onto the sidewalk or run a red light and collide with other cars. For safety reasons, Su Qingni took away the right to drive and drove Su Qingli to the passenger seat. The car drove a distance, and Su Qingli, who had been silent all night, spoke up. Do you know the man next to Xiaotong? As expected of a policeman, he could observe the expressions of the people around him even when he was in a state of shock. Su Qingni nodded. He is Feng Shuiyan, someone I know. Does he look like a rich young man? Su Qingli asked again. Su Qingni, Feng Shuiyan is the grandson of the chairman of the Feng Group. He just came back from abroad not long ago. He is not the kind of rich boy who lives up to his duty. He is very capable. He has now joined the Feng Group to work. Su Qingli. After a while, Su Qingli sighed. Sure enough, the friends around outstanding people are also outstanding people. Su Qingni glanced at him. You are talking about yourself. Su Qingli snorted. You know what I mean. Su Qingni, are you shocked? How do you know Tong Xiaotong and Feng Shuiyan are in a relationship? Su Qingni said, they have checked into a room. Are they just ordinary friends? Su Qingni, coming out of a hotel room does not necessarily mean checking into a room. What if they are going to visit someone in the hotel? Instead of making random guesses here, you might as well call and ask clearly. After that, Su Qingni reached into her handbag, took out a large brick and handed it to Su Qingni. I'll lend it to you. Su Qingni took a large brick, gritted his teeth, and dialed Tong Xiaotong's number. Hello, who is this? A slightly hoarse female voice came from the big guy. Why did your voice change? Are you not feeling well? Su Qingni did not rush to ask questions. When he heard that the girl's voice was not right, he immediately cared about her health. It seems that his second brother really likes Tong Xiaotong. I drank too much? Tong Xiaotong said, it's okay, I'll be fine after a good sleep. Then go to sleep. Su Qingni said quickly. Tong Xiaotong responded, but asked, is there anything you want to talk about? No, no. Don't lie to me. My voice betrayed me, and your voice betrayed you. You must have something wrong, tell me. Su Qingni raised her eyebrows. Tong Xiaotong actually knew her second brother so well that she could tell what was going on from his voice. It seems that the second brother is not just one-sided. Su Qingni said hesitantly, well, today my sister and I are going to attend her celebration party. Chapter 315, Food, Drink, Men, Woman. Tong Xiaotong should have heard about the Su family from Su Qingni, and knew that Su Qingni was his sister and the author of the most popular novel in City A. Thinking about the recent business her hotel had received, she suddenly understood. You went to Sihe Hotel to attend your sister's celebration party today? Did you see me in Fengshui? Yes. Su Qingni replied weakly. So you made random guesses about my relationship with Fengshui? Yes. Su Qingni replied even weaker. Tong Xiaotong on the other side laughed angrily. Su Qingni, you are just an idiot. After saying that, she hung up the phone with a click. Su Qingni held the big brick and looked at his sister blankly, asking for help. What does her reaction mean? Second brother, I just realized how stupid you are. Su Qingni said bluntly. The girl is angry because you suspect that she is having an affair with another man. It seems that the girl likes you. Why don't you go and clear up the misunderstanding with her and express your feelings? Su Qingni. Su Qingni, stop the car. Su Qingni stopped the car. Su Qingni got out of the car, walked to the door outside the driver's seat, opened the door, pulled Su Qingni down from the driver's seat, took out a 1,000 yuan bill and stuffed it into Su Qingni's arms. Nanan, take a taxi home by yourself. Your second brother, I'm going to pursue my own happiness. After that, he sat in the driver's seat, picked up Su Qingni's handbag next to her and threw it into Su Qingni's arms, closed the door, stepped on the accelerator, drove away, leaving Su Qingni with a cloud of car exhaust. Su Qingni. Su Qingni shouted at the rear of the car, second brother, you are destroying the bridge after crossing the river. After shouting, Su Qingni smiled. She hoped that her second brother's love life would be smooth. If Su Qingni liked another rich girl, she might worry that the two of them would eventually break up because of their incompatibility. But if the target was Tong Xiaotong, if Tong Xiaotong really liked her second brother, she would not have to worry too much. Tong Xiaotong is a girl with a strong opinion. Just by the fact that she can compete with her eldest brother in her own company and suppress her eldest brother, it can be seen that Tong Xiaotong is also very capable. Such a capable and individual girl will never let her family dominate her marriage, let alone marry other men. She will definitely decide her own marriage and have a high degree of autonomy in marriage. She might really be able to get along with her second brother and walk into the palace of the wedding hall. I took a taxi home. Because I was going abroad, Su Qingni did not move out of the Su family and still lived with the Su family. When I opened the door, Su Qingni saw a pretty young woman wiping the tables, chairs and furniture with a rag. Seeing Su Qingni come in, the woman smiled at Su Qingni. Qingni is back? Do you want to drink sweet soup? I made sweet soup and I'll serve you a bowl. Okay, thank you Sister Qingni. Su Qingni nodded, took off her high heels and put on slippers, went into the room to change into casual clothes, walked out and sat at the dining table. The woman had already served a bowl of sweet potato soup on the table. Su Qingni took a sip and it was really sweet and delicious. Su Qingni praised, Sister Qingni's cooking skills are really good. Sister Qingni smiled happily. Sister Qingni's full name is Gao Qingni, and she is the girlfriend of the eldest brother Su Qingchen. This girl is not fashionable, not as pretty as Wu Ji, and her academic qualifications are not as good as Wu Ji, or even as good as the original owner. Gao Qingqin's advantage is that she is diligent, has excellent cooking skills, and is obedient. After becoming Su Qingsheng's girlfriend, she comes to the Su family to do things every day. Now Su's mother has become a hands-off boss at home. Although Su Qingni thinks this is not good, she saw that the Su family and Gao Qingqin looked as if it was a matter of course, so she didn't say anything more. She only asked Su Qingsheng whether he would marry Gao Qingqin, and after getting a positive answer, she stopped caring. Now Su Qingsheng and Gao Qingqin's wedding date has been confirmed, and they will get married in a month. After attending the wedding of the two, Su Qingni will go abroad. She gave up her room to Su Qingsheng and Gao Qingqin's children as a baby room. After Su Qingli knew Su Qingni's plan, he also decided to move out of the Su family. The salary of the police is good, and he can apply for subsidies to buy a house. He doesn't want to buy a house that is too big or too good. A house with 2 bedrooms and a living room is enough. It is best to buy in the neighborhood where the Su family is located. This is an old neighborhood and the housing prices are cheaper. Qingni, why don't you see your second brother? Su's mother didn't see her second son, so she asked her daughter. Su Qingni held the bowl and said, "My second brother went to chase his girlfriend." Girlfriend? Su's mother's eyes lit up and asked happily, "Does your second brother have a girlfriend?" Su's father also listened to Su Qingni's answer with his ears perked up. Su Qingni laughed and said, "My second brother has someone he likes, but whether he can get her to agree to be his girlfriend depends on his performance today." Su's mother and father's eyes were full of expectations. They wanted to go to bed early, but they didn't go back to their room. They sat in the living room and watched TV absent-mindedly, waiting for their second son to come home. Unfortunately, Su's father and mother waited until 12 o'clock and Su Qingli still didn't come back. The two couldn't hold on any longer and went back to their room to sleep. But they were in a very good mood and felt that it was a good thing that their second son didn't come home tonight. The next day, Su's father and mother didn't rush to the tea restaurant, and finally waited for their second son to come back. The two stared at Su Qingli with burning eyes, which scared Su Qingli. "Why are you looking at me like that?" Su Qingli touched his face. Did he not wipe off the lipstick marks left by Tong Xiaotong? "Ali, did you succeed?" Su's mother asked. "Successful in what?" Su Qingli was puzzled. Su's mother, "Girlfriend. Did you succeed in your confession? Did she agree to be your girlfriend?" Su Qingli looked at Su Qingni, who was smiling beside him, knowing that Su Qingni had sold him out. However, there was no need to hide such a good thing. He was very excited now, so excited that he wanted to announce to the world that Tong Xiaotong was his girlfriend. It succeeded. "Xiaotong agreed to be my girlfriend," Su Qingli said happily. "Is your name Xiaotong? What's your surname? How old are you this year? What do you do? How many people are there in your family? How many brothers and sisters do you have?" "Yes." Su's mother threw a series of questions. "Stop." Su Qingli hurriedly stopped. If Su's mother continued to ask, she might even ask which elementary school Tong Xiaotong went to. Her name is Tong Xiaotong. She is 24 this year. She studied abroad and worked for her own airline after returning to China. She is now the company's deputy general manager. There are 4 people in her family, including her, and she has an older brother. She is a girl from a wealthy family. Chapter 316, Food, Drink, Men, Women. 15. A girl from a rich family. Both Su's mother and father frowned. It's not that they think the girl is not worthy of their second son, but that their son is not worthy of the girl. The other party's conditions are too good, especially the other party's family conditions are simply a world apart from their own. I'm afraid the girl's family will not agree to their daughter being with their son. Su's father and mother are very realistic people. They don't expect their son to be with a rich man to support their family. They are content with a small fortune and think that their current life is good. They are only worried that their son will be looked down upon by the girl's family because of his family situation, which will eventually lead to the breakup of a relationship. This kind of thing is very common. The so-called being well matched is not just an empty talk. There are so many lovers who have been separated because of the difference in family background. The two have seen too many things in their decades of experience. There is another big gap between ordinary people and the rich circle. Even with a change of times, this gap has not narrowed much. "Ali, does the girl's family know about your relationship?" Su's father asked worriedly. Su Qingni said, "Dad and Mom, I know what you are worried about. Don't worry, Xiaotong is different from other rich girls. She is independent and has her own ideas. She can decide her own marriage, and her family can't interfere with her." Really? Su's father didn't believe it. Really? Su Qingni nodded. Xiaotong has her own career and is financially independent. She is not the kind of rich girl who relies on her family for support. Su's father and mother were slightly relieved to hear this, but Su's father still warned his second son, "Qida is not your match. You should be prepared in your heart. If you break up with her one day, don't be too sad, and don't hold on to her." "Dad, don't worry, I know my limits." After getting the assurance from their second son, Su's father and mother put aside their worries and happily went to work in the tea restaurant. They learned from their second son that his girlfriend was a very good girl, and after a while, the second son would bring her home for them to see with their own eyes. Su Qingni stood up, circled around Su Qingli a few times, and whistled, "Great, second brother, you can spend the night with me just by confessing your love. But why did you come back so early? Why didn't you be more affectionate with me? Why do you have dirty thoughts in your head? Xiaotong and I are innocent. Even if we want to cross the line, we have to wait until we get married." Su Qingli had a gentleman's expression, but the villain in his heart was hiding in a corner. He really wanted to get closer to his beloved, but his girlfriend didn't agree. She insisted that he would not allow him to do that until they got married. "Su Qingni, are you kidding? You didn't do that. Why didn't you come back all night?" "It was too late, so I stayed here." Su Qingli held up his hands. "Don't think too much, I sleep on the sofa in the living room at night. Second sister-in-law is a very self-respecting girl." Su Qingni sighed. "Congratulations, second brother." "Thank you." Su Qingli smiled. "Well, Xiaotong likes your novels very much. When I'm free, I'll introduce you to each other." Su Qingni laughed. "No need for introduction, I know Miss Tong. Have you forgotten? I used to work in an airline company and was her subordinate." "That's right," Su Qingli said, "but now your identities are different, so naturally we have to get to know each other again." "That's right. Then you can set a time with Miss Tong. I'm always free." "Okay, I'll tell you when I set a time with Xiaotong." Su Qingli nodded. "By the way, what happened yesterday?" Su Qingni asked curiously. "Did Miss Tong and Feng Shuian really go to the hotel to look for someone?" "Then you were wrong." Su Qingli chuckled. "They went on business." Su Qingni. Su Qingli explained to Su Qingni, "Xiaotong and Feng Shuian are partners. The two of them jointly bought most of the shares of Sihe Hotel and became the largest shareholders of Sihe Hotel. Yesterday they went to Sihe Hotel to attend the board of directors meeting. Did they know each other early? They have a good relationship. The Tong family and the Feng family are old friends. Xiaotong's eldest brother married Feng Shuian's sister." Su Qingni thought of the lecherous and playboy Tong, and couldn't help saying, "Feng Shuian's sister is so unfortunate to have such a husband." Su Qingli heard a lot about the Feng and Tong families from his new girlfriend last night. He nodded and said, "Miss Feng once had a divorce with young Master Tong, but she is not a career-oriented woman like Xiaotong. She relied on her natal family before marriage and her husband's family after marriage. The marriage was for the common interests, and neither family allowed them to divorce. Miss Feng had to give in. Life was not easy. Feng Shuian was upset that her eldest sister was bullied by young Master Tong, so she chose to support Xiaotong and cooperate with Xiaotong. There are many grudges among the rich families." Su Qingni said. Su Qingni only believed half of what Su Qingli said. The fight for a family property among the rich families is not as simple as it appears on the surface. Su Qingni looked at her second brother. Will he become a victim of the fight among the rich families? It shouldn't be, right? Tong Xiaotong is a strong person and really loves her second brother. She shouldn't sacrifice her second brother for the benefit of the family, right? But it's hard to say what people think. Not now, who knows if it will happen in the future? Just watch from the sidelines. If the second brother is really dumped one day, comfort him more. A few days later, Su Qingli asked Su Qingni to have dinner together. Su Qingni met Tong Xiaotong. The two had met before in the company. Tong Xiaotong had even fought with Tong Dashao to give Su Qingni a pension. Unexpectedly, the world changes so fast, and the two met again as future sisters-in-law. Because they knew each other, Su Qingli didn't need to say much in the middle, and the two women chatted naturally. The most talked about was the new novel Harem Strategy written by Su Qingni. After The Immortal Road was completed, the two novels Harem Strategy and Fighting for the World were published in the newspaper together, making the circulation of Morning Star Daily surpass the previous one. These two articles were written for women and men, and then, the men who read Fighting for the World felt unsatisfied and went to read Harem Strategy. As a result, they were frightened and attracted by the bloodless struggle between women. Similarly, women who read The Concubine also read The Devil's World after reading The Concubine. They were attracted by the big picture in the novel. Tong Xiaotong is a loyal reader of The Concubine's World and also likes to read The Devil's World. She thinks some of the strategies used in the two novels are also very applicable in family and company struggles. Chapter 317, Food, Drink, Men, Woman. Su Qingni and Tong Xiaotong were very happy to meet this time. Tong Xiaotong asked Su Qingni for several signatures, saying that they were for some of her good sisters. After Su Qingni left, Su Qingli said to his girlfriend happily, "You get along so well, I don't have to worry about the conflict between sister-in-law and sister-in-law in the future." Tong Xiaotong rolled her eyes at Su Qingli. "I haven't agreed to marry you yet." Su Qingli laughed. "Isn't this a matter of time?" Tong Xiaotong sighed. "You should be glad that you have a good sister." Su Qingli. Tong Xiaotong, the social status of literati is very high. With your sister, you can also get a lot of points in the eyes of my family. Although I make my own decision on my marriage, it would be better if there is less opposition. Su Qingli. Su Qingli was glad to have a sister like Su Qingni. Although this matter hurts a man's self-esteem a little. He is not so outstanding that his girlfriend's family can accept him, but in order to marry a wife, what is this little self-esteem? A month later, Su Qingsheng and Gao Qingqin held a wedding. Su Qingli brought his girlfriend to the wedding and let Su's father and mother meet his girlfriend. Tong Xiaotong can manage such a large company. In addition to her strong ability, she also has a high emotional intelligence. She said a lot of good things to Su's father and mother, which made them very satisfied with her and accepted such a future daughter-in-law. After the wedding, Su Qingli moved out of the Su family. He had already bought a house. Fortunately, the family upstairs from their house was just about to sell their house, so Su Qingli bought it. Living upstairs and downstairs is not much different from not leaving the Su family. Su Qingli still eats at the Su family and only goes back to his own house to sleep. Su Qingni's procedures for going abroad have also been completed, and she has successfully applied to study at a university abroad. This university is naturally not a famous university, but it is not a fake university. Su Qingni deliberately took a few days to take the school's entrance examination and got the admission notice of the university with excellent results. Su's father and mother specially invited relatives and neighbors to a banquet for this purpose, showing off how capable their daughter is. Not only can she write novels to make money, but she can also be admitted to a foreign university. Relatives and neighbors naturally praised her, and their emotions of envy, jealousy and hatred were too obvious. Chu Anna and Wu Ji, two good girlfriends, naturally also attended their friend's celebration banquet. Wu Jiathao and Feng Shuiyan also came. Feng Shuiyan naturally withdrew his pursuit after knowing that Su Qingni was going abroad to study. His love was not deep, so he could naturally withdraw it if he wanted to. The internet was not well developed at that time, and no one had a mobile phone. Computers were not popular, so long-distance love was completely impossible. Feng Shuiyan could not wait for Su Qingni to finish her studies and return home. Not long after, Su Qingni went abroad. Coincidentally, she was on the same flight with Chu Anna and Wu Ji. Chu Anna was in high spirits and seemed to have made progress in her pursuit of Feng Shuiyan. Wu Ji came to Su Qingni to chat during her break and sighed softly. Jiathao has been in a very low mood these days. I don't know how to persuade him. If he was so sad, he should have helped Anna to pursue Feng Shuiyan. Why did he do this? Su Qingni said that she didn't understand Wu Jiathao's thoughts. Life is not a romance novel. Does Wu Jiathao really want to be a lovelorn male supporting role? But to be honest, Chu Anna doesn't have the characteristics of a heroine at all. Aren't the heroines in romance novels all innocent and kind? Chu Anna is very materialistic. She is more like a vicious female supporting role in novels. Su Qingni gave Wu Ji an idea. Why don't you introduce more girls to Jiathao? All the flight attendants are beautiful. You have met many people over the years. Introduce them to Jiathao one by one. Who knows which one Jiathao will like? Wu Ji thought about the feasibility of this idea and nodded. I'll arrange it after my work is finished this time. The two talked about other topics again, and soon, Chu Anna also came over. Su Qingni noticed with her sharp eyes that Chu Anna was wearing a very beautiful necklace around her neck. It seemed to be a new model of a certain brand and the price was not cheap. Chu Anna noticed that Su Qingni's eyes fell on her necklace, and she proudly pulled out the necklace to show off. It looks good, right? This is the latest model of XXX brand necklace. It's very expensive. How much is this? Chu Anna heard her fingers count a number, and said to Su Qingni and Wu Ji, "This is a gift from Shuyan. I liked it at first sight, but it was too expensive and I couldn't afford it. I didn't expect Shuyan to buy it for me. He and I are so in tune with each other. Feng Shuyan, actually, I bought it to give to Su Qingni. But I knew that she was going abroad and there was no chance for us to be together. Just when you were around, I just gave it to you." The smile on Chu Anna's face was like a flower, and her cheeks were flushed with two blushes of shyness and joy, which made Chu Anna even more charming. What could Su Qingni and Wu Ji say? Of course, they congratulated Chu Anna. "Congratulations, your wish is about to come true, and you will be able to become a rich lady," Wu Ji said. "It seems that I will attend your wedding next time I return to China," Su Qingni said. Chu Anna smiled and said, "Don't joke with me. I have just made some progress here, and it is too early to talk about getting married. Even if I become Shuyan's girlfriend, it is still hard to say whether we can get married." She retracted her smile and sighed. "Will the Feng family allow Shuyan to marry me?" "Definitely not," Su Qingni thought to herself, but she couldn't say it out loud. "As long as Feng Shuyan has the ability and insists on marrying you, you can enter the Feng family." Chu Anna clenched her fists and was full of fighting spirit. "I will definitely make Shuyan fall in love with me completely, can't leave me, and marry me." "Then you can do it." Su Qingni and Wu Ji sent their blessings, sincere blessings. With the example of Su Qingli and Tong Xiaotong, Su Qingni really hopes that Chu Anna and Feng Shuyan can succeed, so that Tong Xiaotong and Su Qingli will not be the only pair of outliers in the upper-class circle. Wu Ji thought of someone, and the gap between her and that person was also very huge. If the Feng family can really accept Chu Anna as a daughter-in-law, can they also accept another woman who is not from a wealthy family as a daughter-in-law? After the plane landed, Su Qingni said goodbye to her two friends, went to university, and began her study life abroad. Su Qingni chose law as her major. To study this major, you need not only a good memory but also flexibility and the ability to apply what you have learned. Su Qingni has both of these. It only took her 3 years to complete all her studies and obtain a lawyer's license. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 318, Food, Drink, Men, Women, 17. After getting off the plane, Su Qingni turned around and looked around. Familiar scenery, familiar airport, familiar workplace in the original owner's memory, but things have changed. Not only has she left this workplace, Wu Ji and Chu Anna have also left. Both of them are because of men. Chu Anna is for Wu Jiahao, not Feng Shuyan. This surprised Su Qingni a little, but after knowing what happened, she felt that it should be so. About half a year after Su Qingni went abroad, Chu Anna really won Feng Shuyan and became Feng Shuyan's girlfriend. Then, their affairs were strongly opposed by the Feng family. Chu Anna and Feng Shuyan's feelings are not very deep. Chu Anna was determined to become Feng Shuyan's girlfriend for money, and her feelings for Feng Shuyan were not deep. Feng Shuyan also did not have deep feelings for Chu Anna. He admired and liked girls like Su Qingni, because it was impossible to be with Su Qingni, and Chu Anna was chasing after her, so he accepted Chu Anna and let her be his girlfriend. The two did not have a deep relationship, and once they encountered suppression and opposition, they naturally ended up breaking up. After the breakup, Wu Jiahao was worried about Chu Anna and stayed by her side all the time. With more experience, it should be said that being the girlfriend of a rich man is also fun, and she has earned a lot of clothes, jewelry, handbags and the like during this period. Chu Anna's original intention to find a rich man has faded a lot. Seeing Wu Jiahao treat her so sincerely, Chu Anna was moved and accepted Wu Jiahao's feelings and became his boyfriend. She quit her job as a flight attendant because she wanted to work hard with Wu Jiahao to build a career. The two opened an accounting firm and became the boss and the boss's wife, although they only had 2 or 3 employees. The man Wu Jie was after was Feng Shuqian. Feng Shuqian accompanied Wu Jiacheng to countrywide to find Xu Wenan. After returning to China, he helped Wu Jiacheng arrange a job and took good care of Wu Jiacheng. This is enough to show how good Feng Shuqian's character is. Wu Jiacheng therefore fell in love with Feng Shuqian and began to pursue Feng Shuqian. Feng Shuqian did not accept Wu Jiacheng at first, but Wu Jiacheng did not give up. In order to see Feng Shuqian every day, she quit her job as a flight attendant and applied for Feng Shuqian's investment company with her ability to become Feng Shuqian's assistant. For 2 years, Wu Jie has been with Feng Shuqian, doing her best, and finally moved Feng Shuqian. Now she has been promoted to Feng Shuqian's girlfriend. The relationship between Wu Jie and Feng Shuqian was naturally opposed by Feng's family. But Feng Shuqian is different from Feng Shuqian. Feng Shuqian's father died early and his mother remarried. His only immediate family member is Old Master Feng. Old Master Feng pities this grandson who has no parents, so he will not object too much to what his grandson wants as long as it is not too much. Moreover, Feng Shuqian has his own company and does not work in Feng's enterprise, so he does not have to sacrifice himself for Feng's marriage. Old Master Feng also investigated Wu Jie and knew that this is an excellent girl with education and ability, and she is not materialistic. She really likes her grandson. Unlike Chu Anna, she pursues her grandson for the identity of her grandson. Comparing the two, Old Master Feng naturally accepted Wu Jie. Now, Wu Jie is a happy little woman in love. Nanan, here. Su Qingni heard her second brother's call, looked over, and saw her second brother happily raised his hands above his head and waved to her, and Dong Xiaotong was standing next to him. Tong Xiaotong and her second brother are much smoother than the other 2 couples. Tong Xiaotong is capable and has long told her family that she is free to marry and refuses to marry. Although the Tong family thinks that the Su family's family background is too low and Su Qingni is not worthy of their daughter, Su Qingni has a good sister. The reputation of the witch is very loud in City A. Even the head of the Tong family and the playboy Tong Dashao are readers of the witch. The status of intellectuals is relatively high. For Su Qingni's sake, the Tong family did not object to Tong Xiaotong and Su Qingni's affairs. The two are very smooth and their relationship is natural. This year, Su Qingni was promoted again, and the two began to prepare for the wedding. The wedding date was set a week after Su Qingni returned home. Second brother, second sister-in-law. Su Qingni walked over and greeted the two with a smile. Tong Xiaotong readily agreed. She and Su Qingni had already obtained the marriage certificate, and the only thing left was the wedding. Nanan is getting more and more beautiful. Su Qingni smacked his lips. In the past, his sister was also good-looking, but her temperament was not good enough, and she was a bit behind overall. Now his sister has an elegant temperament, and her every move is full of confidence, which makes her original 8-point appearance more beautiful, and people can't take their eyes off her. Second brother is getting more and more handsome. Su Qingni said with a smile, it's obviously the credit of second sister-in-law. Su Qingni laughed, of course. Su Qingni took the luggage from Su Qingni and said with a smile, let's go home. Su Qingni said, I asked you to help me rent a house, have you rented it? I rented it. Su Qingni said hurriedly, 2 bedrooms and 1 living room, fully decorated, rent of 3,000 a month, no deposit required. So good. Su Qingni was puzzled, there won't be any problem with the house. I guarantee it will be fine. Looking at Su Qingni's unbelieving expression, Su Qingni smiled and said, I am the owner of the house. Of course I will charge less rent if I rent it to my own sister. Su Qingni suddenly realized, are you giving me the house you bought? Are you going to move to second sister-in-law's place? I have already moved. Su Qingni was not embarrassed to live in his wife's house. His wife's house is big and comfortable to live in. Why not live there? As for a man's face? There are benefits, why care about face? Moreover, living in the daughter-in-law's house, the daughter-in-law and the mother are far away, and there will be fewer conflicts between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. Su Qingni's personality and way of doing things are exactly what Tong Xiaotong likes. I've moved over. Su Qingni smiled, I'm making room for you, right? Su Qingni laughed, I don't want to take the blame for this. You want to hug your wife yourself, right? Su Qingni also laughed. Talking and laughing, the 3 of them left the airport, talking about Su Qingni's life abroad along the way, and then returned to the Su family. Su Qingni moved Su Qingni's luggage to the house upstairs. Su Qingni followed Tong Xiaotuang into the house, and a meatball fell on her. This meatball is the baby of the Su family, the son of Su Qingsheng and Gao Qingqin, who is 2 years old this year and looks very cute. Although the meatball Su Kangming didn't know Su Qingni, he liked the smell of Su Qingni very much. He hugged Su Qingni's calf and didn't let go, which surprised his grandparents, father and mother. This child is always shy, why is he so close to his aunt? Gao Qingqin was puzzled. Su Qingni picked up Rabaozi and smiled, because I am his aunt. Chapter 319, Food, Drink, Men, Women, 18. Everyone accepted the reason of aunt, and the family happily had a reunion dinner. After the meal, everyone asked Su Qingni about her plan. Su Qingni decided to find a firm with a good reputation in the industry and apply for a job. Why don't you open your own firm? Tong Xiaotuang asked. You are not short of money. During the 3 years abroad, Su Qingni did not give up writing novels. Each of her novels was very exciting, and her royalties were getting higher and higher. The total amount of these royalties was not small, and she had more money than many rich men and women. It's troublesome. Su Qingni said, I have to write novels and be a lawyer. I'm busy enough, but I don't want to divide my energy to manage the firm. If I go to work in another firm and don't want to do it anymore, I can just quit. If I open my own firm and don't want to do it anymore, I have to consider other people in the firm. It's too troublesome. Tong Xiaotuang thought for a while and said, then do you want to come to our company as a legal advisor? No. Su Qingni shook her head and refused. Your company has legal advisors, so I won't take their jobs. Second sister-in-law, don't worry about me. Even if I can't find a job, I won't starve to death. Tong Xiaotuang smiled and said, you are a top student majoring in law abroad. How could you not find a job? I think too much? Su Qingni smiled. Second sister-in-law just cares too much about second brother. Because she cares about Su Qingli, she naturally cares about Su Qingli's family and wants to help Su Qingli's family. After dinner, Tong Xiaotuang left with Su Qingli, and Su Qingni also returned to the house upstairs. Su Qingli decorated the house very well, simple but warm, which didn't seem to be his style, but the decoration style proposed by Tong Xiaotuang. Su Qingni put away her luggage, took a shower, and was about to go to bed to rest when the phone rang. The caller was Wu Ji, who asked Su Qingni to have dinner together in 2 days to welcome her. Su Qingni naturally agreed. Do you have a boyfriend? Bring your boyfriend when the time comes. Su Qingni smiled and said, you don't want to be separated from your Mr. Feng, so you stipulate that you can bring a partner. Wu Ji snorted, don't tell me. Tell me, do you have a boyfriend? Su Qingni, I'm not interested in having a foreign boyfriend. Why are you still single? Do you want me to introduce you to some good ones? Are you happy yourself and can't stand single dogs? Single dog? This word is interesting. Then I'll call you a single dog from now on. Don't give me that. Su Qingni smiled, you seem so happy, have you ever thought about when you're going to get married? The laughter on the other end of the phone paused for a moment, and then Wu Ji's sigh was heard, I also want to get married early, but Shuchen. He doesn't want to. Wu Ji continued to sigh, I feel that he doesn't love me as much as I love him. He accepted me at the beginning because of my persistent pursuit. To say how much he likes me, it's not much? Then will you continue to be with him? If he doesn't marry you, will you keep dragging it out? A woman's youth is limited. Don't let him kick you away when you are old. No, Shuchen is not from here. Wu Ji's tone was very firm. While persuading Su Qingni, she was also persuading herself, he is a very responsible person. Naturally, if he accepts me, he will not abandon me casually. He probably just hasn't made up his mind yet. When he does, he will marry me. I hope so. Su Qingni said. Since Wu Ji didn't listen to her advice, she would stop persuading her. Things between men and women are hard to say. If she continues to persuade her, she might end up being a nobody. Wu Ji might not thank her but blame her. The two talked for a while and hung up the phone. Then, Chu Anna called. From Chu Anna's tone, she could tell that she was really happy, happier than when she became Feng Shui's girlfriend. Perhaps, she had been moved by Wu Jiaheo's sincerity and fell in love with him before, but she pretended to ignore him because she was unwilling to give up and went to pursue other men. Now she has figured it out, and she is in tune with Wu Jiaheo, so she naturally feels happy from the bottom of her heart. The two of them talked on the phone for more than half an hour. Chu Anna heard the sound of Wu Jiahao opening the door when he returned home, and Chu Anna hung up the phone. 2 days later, Su Qingni went to the party. Chu Anna and Wu Jie each brought their other half. Everyone knew each other, so there was nothing strange about them. They sat together and had a happy meal. After the meal, they went to sing karaoke and partied at midnight. A week later, Su Qingli and Tong Xiaotong held their wedding. Feng Shuiyin attended the wedding as Tong Xiaotong's friend and business partner. When he saw Su Qingni, Feng Shuiyin's eyes lit up. However, he was accompanied by a female companion, which prevented him from reminiscing with Su Qingni alone. A few days later, Su Qingni received a call from Feng Shuiyin, inviting her to get together. Su Qingni refused because she was busy looking for a job. She heard from Tong Xiaotong that the female companion brought by Feng Shuiyin to the wedding was the marriage partner found by the Feng family for him. Feng Shuiyin had not refused before and had the intention to accept. She didn't want to get in the way and make people hate her. Because of her high education and internationally recognized lawyer's license, Su Qingni found a job smoothly and entered a reputable law firm without much trouble. However, because she was a newcomer, the cases she took over were not big, so she was not busy and had a lot of free time. She went shopping with Wu Jie and Chu Anna when she was free. On this day, Su Qingni went shopping with Wu Jie. Wu Jie bought a set of clothes she liked and was about to pay when her big brick rang. Wu Jie answered the big brick and heard the person inside talking. Her face changed suddenly. "I'll be back right away." After that, she didn't pay and hurried out of the clothing store. Su Qingni quickly caught up and asked with concern, "What's wrong? What happened at home?" Wu Jie looked at Su Qingni with a dazed expression. "Brother Wenin is back." "She Wenin is back? He didn't die in country Y? I'll go back with you." Su Qingni quickly stopped a taxi, pulled Wu Jie into the taxi, and asked the driver to drive quickly. "Isn't it a good thing that Shi Wenin is back?" Su Qingni said, "Your eldest sister hasn't found a boyfriend in the past few years, but she is still thinking about Shi Wenin. Now that Shi Wenin is back, they can reunite. Shouldn't you be happy for them?" "Happy as hell." Wu Jie was so angry that she cursed. Shi Wenin, that loser, not only came back by himself, but also brought another woman back. Chapter 320, Food, Drink, Men, Woman. Shi Wenin disappeared in the chaos in country Y, but he was not dead. Instead, he was injured and rescued. In addition to the injuries on his body, the most serious one was the injury on his head, which caused Shi Wenin to lose his memory, and his passport identity had long been lost in the chaos. The one who rescued Shi Wenin was a Chinese from Xinhuapo, who went to country Y to do business. Because country Y was too chaotic, the family decided to leave country Y and save people to the end, taking Shi Wenin with them. Although Shi Wenin was 11 years old, his ability was not lost. Let him see the stock market curve. He can analyze the current stock market situation, and his professional ability is very strong. The family who rescued Shi Wenin was surnamed Li, and the head of the family, Li Huocheng, was a wealthy man in a South Asian country, and his family's company was quite large. Li Huocheng had only one daughter, Li Ruoyan, and Li Ruoyan fell in love with Shi Wenin. Li Huocheng saw that Shi Wenin was very capable and had no relatives in the past, so he recruited him as a son-in-law and let Shi Wenin work in the Li family company. 3 years later, Shi Wenin had established a firm foothold in the Li family company and had a beautiful and lovely daughter with Li Ruoyan. However, Shi Wenin had a car accident. Shi Wenin was not injured in this car accident, but he was in a coma because his head hit the steering wheel. After waking up, Shi Wenin recovered his memory. Shi's parents are still there. Shi Wenin has a younger brother and sister. Since he has recovered his memory, he naturally has to go home to see his parents and relatives, and naturally has to bring his wife and daughter. But thinking of his fiancée and childhood sweetheart, Shi Wenin felt very sad and he was sorry for her. If he hadn't married and had a daughter, he would immediately run back to Wu Jiacheng. But now, he is not qualified to go back to her. When Su Qingni and Wu Jie came to Wu's house, Wu Jiahao and Chu Anna, who got the news, also came back, and Feng Shuchen was also there. Wu Jie came to her boyfriend, and both of them were a little absent-minded. "Why is my elder sister not here?" Wu Jie asked Wu Jiahao. Wu Jiahao replied, "My elder sister and brother Wenin have gone out. They want to talk alone." Wu Jie couldn't help but worry. If they want to talk alone, they can talk at home. We won't listen. What if they go outside to talk? After she went and finished talking to my elder sister, he was alone, leaving my elder sister alone outside. If my elder sister wants to do something, we can't even stop her. Wu Jiahao also became worried. I'll go out to find my elder sister. Wu Jie said, I'll go too. Chu Anna naturally followed Wu Jiahao. Feng Shuchen didn't follow Wu Jie and chose a direction to look for someone alone. Su Qingni also looked for a direction alone, walked for a while, turned a corner, and continued to look. She was lucky and saw the two people standing under a big tree and talking. Su Qingni didn't go up, but looked at the two from a distance. She couldn't hear what the two people said, but she could see their expressions. She went and looked guilty with love, but Wu Jiacheng didn't show much expression on her face. She was a woman who was gentle on the outside but strong on the inside. Even if she was sad, she would not show it. When she went and disappeared, she just hid in her room and cried, and soon cheered up. After talking for a while, the two separated. She went and left, and Wu Jiacheng stood alone under the tree. It was not until she went and had walked a long way that Wu Jiacheng squatted down and hugged her knees and cried. When Su Qingni was thinking whether to comfort Wu Jiacheng at this time or wait for her to cry for a while and vent her emotions, someone came to Wu Jiacheng's side faster than her. It was Feng Shuchen. At this time, his face was full of pity and love. He walked to Wu Jiacheng's side and stretched out his arms to hug Wu Jiacheng. Wu Jiacheng was very sad at this time. She just wanted a shoulder to lean on and cry freely. She didn't care that Feng Shuchen was her sister's boyfriend, so she threw herself into Feng Shuchen's arms and cried loudly. Su Qingni. She should leave. Su Qingni turned and left. A week later, Su Qingni learned from Chu Anna that Shi Wen had left City A and returned to their home with his wife and children. Chu Anna said, Sister is very calm, and you can't tell whether she is sad or not. She is busy with work every day and hardly goes home. Jiahao is very worried about sister. Su Qingni said, Sister Jiacheng is a very strong person. When she thought Shi Wen was dead, sister stood up quickly, and she will do the same now. If your Jiahao is worried, just deliver 3 meals to Sister Jiacheng on time every day and make sure that Sister Jiacheng eats on time. Chu Anna thought this was a good suggestion. Another week passed. Su Qingni had just finished handling a case and returned home to have a good rest for a day. There was a bang on the door of her house. Su Qingni opened the door and Wu Ji, who was drunk, walked in. She held a can of beer in her hand and shook it at Su Qingni. Drink with me. What could Su Qingni do? She could only let him into the living room, take out some snacks, and drink with Wu Ji. Rather than letting him get drunk outside and have an accident, it is better to keep him at home. At most, the drunkard will go crazy and make his living room dirty. But he can find a part-time worker to clean it up. Drink. Cheers. Wu Ji opened a bottle of beer, pointed to Su Qingni, then put the bottle mouth to her mouth and drank it in big gulps. Su Qingni took a bottle of beer and drank it slowly. She didn't ask Wu Jiacheng why she was like this. She knew what happened. Wu Ji drank half a bottle of beer in one breath, put down the bottle, and cried to Su Qingni, Shuchen broke up with me, he broke up with me. Su Qingni remained silent. After seeing that scene that day, she knew that this would happen. Wu Ji cried and said, he said that he had a woman he liked in his heart, but that woman liked another man. He didn't dare to express his feelings and only kept that woman in his heart. Later, he was moved by my perseverance and accepted my feelings for him. He tried to take back his feelings for that person and put them on me. But he failed. After such a long time, he didn't successfully transfer his feelings. Instead, because of that woman's care, he recognized his own heart. He realized that he only loved that woman. He just liked my knowledge lightly, and he didn't love me. He said he didn't want to deceive me, didn't want to waste my youth, so he broke up with me. He didn't want me anymore. Wu Ji burst into tears. Su Qingni handed over a box of tissues. At this time, any words of comfort are empty. Wu Ji doesn't need others' comfort, she just wants a listener, a place to vent her emotions. Chapter 321, Food, Drink, Men, Women 20. Wu Ji drank enough and cried enough at Su Qingni's place. Fortunately, she was a good drinker. She didn't go crazy when she was drunk. After she was tired of crying, she fell asleep on the sofa in Su Qingni's house. Su Qingni covered Wu Jiacheng with a blanket and went back to her room to sleep. There was no need to go to work the next day. Su Qingni cooked a pot of sticky and soft white porridge, made a few side dishes, and called Wu Jie to have breakfast together. Wu Jie felt very uncomfortable, but she felt much better after drinking the porridge. Su Qingni also made her a cup of strong tea to help her sober up. Wu Jie drank the tea, but her mood did not improve. She always thought that she and Feng Shuchen were a loving couple and that they would get married sooner or later, but she didn't expect that in Feng Shuchen's heart, she had no status at all. Since you have no interest in me, I will give up. Feng Shuchen has already made it clear to you, so you should stop thinking about him. Su Qingni was sitting opposite Wu Jie, and only then did she start to comfort Wu Jie. Only then did Wu Jie listen to her. Three-legged toads are hard to find, but there are many two-legged men. There are men who are better than Feng Shuchen. You are excellent yourself, so you can find anyone you want. You have a free and easy personality, so why bother hanging yourself on a tree? I understand. Wu Jie said, I just can't accept it. I have been devoted to him for the past 2 years, but he is always thinking about someone else in his heart. I feel so bad. Su Qingni. So you are sad just because you can't accept it. Wu Jie, I understand what you mean. I am not willing to accept it, but I really love Feng Shuchen. In this life, I don't think I will love a man so much again. Su Qingni, then what are you going to do? Do you want to continue to be entangled with Feng Shuchen? Wu Jie, I want to know what kind of person the woman he loves in his heart is. I want to compare with that woman. If that woman is better than me, I will give up Feng Shuchen and bless them. If that woman is not as good as me, I will not let go. I want Shuchen to see that I am better than that woman in every way, and I love him more than that woman. Su Qingni. Su Qingni thinks that it is better for Wu Jie not to know who the woman in Feng Shuchen's heart is, otherwise she will be deeply shocked. Well, you don't have to compare with others. Didn't you say that Feng Shuchen likes me, but he loves someone else in his heart? Why do you need to know who that person is and disturb him? He doesn't want to interfere in your relationship. So what? I just don't accept it. I just want to know who that person is. Wu Jie didn't listen to Su Qingni's advice, drank the strong tea in the cup in one gulp, picked up her handbag, and left in high heels. Su Qingni quickly called a part-time worker to come to her house to clean up the house. Looking at the tidied living room, Su Qingni thought that within 2 days, her living room would be filled with alcohol again. Sure enough, 2 days later, Wu Jie came again with beer. She knew who the woman in Feng Shuchen's heart was, which made her even more sad. The next day, when Wu Jie was having breakfast with Su Qingni, she asked Su Qingni about the information of the university she attended abroad. She decided to go abroad for further studies. A month later, Wu Jie went abroad. She did not tell Feng Shuchen that there was another woman in his heart. Others just thought that the two broke up because Wu Jie was going abroad. Feng Shuchen was grateful to Wu Jie and went to Wu Jie to thank and apologize. Wu Jie accepted the thanks but not the apology. She said to Feng Shuchen coldly, I am not doing this for you, but for my elder sister. I don't want my elder sister to have any burden. My elder sister has suffered a lot and I hope she is happy. If you can't make my elder sister happy, then don't get close to her. Feng Shuchen stared at Wu Jie's eyes and said very seriously, I really love Jiacheng and will never let her be unhappy. Before, she only had Shi Wenin in her heart and didn't want to talk about feelings anymore, so I just stayed by her side to protect her. Now Shi Wenin has failed her, and I hope I can take care of her and give her a lifetime of happiness. Wu Jie felt very bitter and sad, but the object was her closest and most respected sister. She couldn't say any vicious curses to Feng Shuchen, and only said, then come on. If your sister could be happy, she would not be unable to forgive the man in front of her. Su Qingni had some connections abroad, and she asked those friends to take care of Wu Jie, so that Wu Jie quickly integrated into the study and life abroad, and gradually became cheerful again. She is beautiful and fashionable, attracting the attention of many men, and many men began to pursue her. Every time Wu Jie called Su Qingni, she would change a male companion. She said that her love had been completely consumed and she would not fall in love with anyone again, but the feeling of being cared for by a man was quite good, and she enjoyed it very much. Just like this, Wu Jie became a playboy, dealing with different men. But she was very smart to guard the last step, so although she was fickle, her reputation was not bad. In the eyes of everyone, she was a good girl who was innocent and accepted gifts. 2 years later, Wu Jie met a playboy. After the two men and women who traveled through the flowers met, they produced an unusual chemical reaction and entangled together. They each wanted to conquer the other, but in the end they were both conquered by each other and finally entered the wedding hall together. After that, both of them were resigned, honestly managed their marriage, and had children. They gave birth to 2 sons and 2 daughters and educated the children very well. Wu Jie's husband is a foreigner, and she lives abroad with him. She never comes back except when something big happens to the Wu family. As for the big events of the Wu family, one is Wu Jiacheng's marriage, and the other is not Wu Jiaheo's marriage, but Wu Jiaheo's true identity is revealed. Wu Jiacheng married Feng Shuqian. She didn't know the truth about Feng Shuqian and Wu Jie's breakup, and both of them kept it from her. She thought it was her sister who wanted to go abroad and dumped Feng Shuqian, and she felt very sorry for Feng Shuqian. Feng Shuqian took advantage of the situation and always pretended to be lost to let Wu Jiacheng comfort him. After getting along for a long time, Feng Shuqian slowly revealed his love for Wu Jiacheng. Because she went and did not die, but had a wife and daughter again, Wu Jiacheng completely let go of him in her heart and began to contact new feelings and a new life. Feng Shuqian was very good at seizing the opportunity, and Wu Jiacheng really accepted his feelings, and the two became a couple. After dating for half a year, Feng Shuqian proposed to Wu Jiacheng. At the wedding, Wu Jie brought her husband back to attend their wedding. Seeing the man next to Wu Jie, Feng Shuqian let go of the guilt in his heart. Chapter 322, Food, Drink, Men, Woman. Su Qingni stopped her car beside Feng Shuqian and said, "Get in the car." Feng Shuqian sat in the passenger seat and said with a gloomy expression, "Why didn't you go to Wu Jiaheo's return celebration party?" Su Qingni smiled faintly and said, "I'm not familiar with the Feng family. In the entire Feng family, I only know you and Feng Shuqian. Well, now there is one more Feng Jiaheo. I'm not a member of the Feng family." Feng Shuqian said coldly. Su Qingni said, "As far as I know, your father is Mr. Feng. But I'm just an illegitimate child." Feng Shuqian said, "An illegitimate child who was kicked out of the Feng family." Su Qingni sighed. The life stories of Feng Shuqian and Wu Jiaheo were really bloody. How to say it? These two children were swapped not long after they were born, and the original eldest son of the Feng family should be Wu Jiaheo. Well, now I really want to reveal it. He changed his name to Feng Jiaheo. The reason why I really want to reveal it is because Feng Shuqian and Wu Jiacheng got married. After the two got married, the Feng family and the Wu family also had contact as in-laws. At the wedding, Wu's mother met Feng Shuqian's father. At the beginning, both of them only felt that the other was familiar, but did not recognize each other. Later, during the Qingming festival, Wu's mother went to burn paper for her relatives. When she burned paper for her own sister, she remembered that Feng's father was the lover of Wu's mother's sister. When Wu's mother's sister was young, she was very beautiful and vain. She became a mistress for someone, and that person was Feng's father. But Feng's mother is not an ordinary person. Her mother's family is more powerful than Feng's father. Feng's father only dared to cheat secretly, and did not dare to be as blatant as Tong Daxiao. Feng's mother knew that Feng's father had found a mistress, so she found Wu's mother's sister and drove her out of the property purchased by Feng's father. Wu's mother's sister went to find Feng's father. Feng's father was afraid of his wife and dared not see Wu's mother's sister again, nor did he dare to use money to help her. Wu's mother's sister could only go to her sister. At this time, Wu's mother's sister was pregnant, and at the same time, Feng's mother and Wu's mother were also pregnant. It just so happened that the three of them gave birth on the same day and in the same hospital. Feng's mother gave birth to a boy, Wu's mother's sister also gave birth to a boy, and Wu's mother gave birth to a baby girl. Wu's mother's sister saw Feng's mother and her son who were well cared for in the hospital, and then looked at her poor son. She was furious and made the move to swap the children, which changed the lives of Feng Shuqian and Feng Jiaheo. Wu's mother's sister became restless after giving birth to the child. She hooked up with another rich man by relying on her beauty and became his mistress. However, she was unlucky. She had been in a car accident with a man for only a few days and died. After Wu's mother handled her sister's funeral, she learned from her diary that the child she was raising was not her sister's biological son, but someone else's. Wu's mother was very angry, but there was nothing she could do. She only knew that her sister was a mistress for a rich man and had met Feng's father once, but Wu's mother didn't know Feng's father's name or what he did. She could only raise the child by her side. Because the child and her daughter had the same birthday, Wu's mother told the public that she had given birth to twins. Wu's mother remembered the unkind things her sister had done, and Feng's father also remembered that he had a mistress who looked very similar to Wu's mother. He remembered that the mistress seemed to be pregnant with his child. Thinking of the child, Feng's father couldn't sit still. After all, it was his blood. Even if he couldn't recognize him, he wanted to know if he was doing well. If not, he could take care of this son secretly. Feng's father then found a private detective to investigate the news of Wu's mother's sister and her son. Feng's father thought he was doing it covertly, but he didn't know that Feng's mother saw that he was a little strange these days, so she secretly paid attention to him. Knowing that Feng's father had found a private detective, Feng's mother also found a private detective. Feng's mother gave the private detective a higher reward, knowing that Feng's father wanted to investigate his old lover and illegitimate child. Although Feng's mother was a little angry, she was no longer as angry as when she was young. She not only made trouble with Feng's father, but also with his lover, and did things to the extreme. Anyway, so many years have passed, and Feng's mother has seen through Feng's father. She doesn't just rely on Feng's father. She relies on her son's equity and money. And with Feng's father's cowardice, it is impossible for him to recognize his illegitimate son back to the Feng family to compete with her son for property. Feng's mother didn't care too much about this matter. Who would have thought that the private detective was so powerful? Not only did he find out about Feng Jiahao and Wu's mother, but he also found out that Wu's mother's sister had swapped children. He told Feng's father and Feng's mother the results of the investigation. Feng's father was fine, because they were all his own children. Feng Shuiyin was also his son, and it would be good for Feng Shuiyin to inherit Feng's business in the future. But Feng's mother was furious. Her son was suffering outside, but she was raising another woman's son. How could Feng's mother be happy? She immediately found Feng Jiahao, recognized him back, and wanted to drive Feng Shuiyin out of the Feng family. With the support of her own family, the Feng family was unwilling. In the end, because of the interests of the two families, the Feng family finally compromised and drove Feng Shuiyin out of the Feng family. All the shares that Feng Shuiyin obtained during his time in the Feng family were taken away, and even several properties and cars under his name were taken back by Feng's mother. Feng Shuiyin could only leave the house with nothing. Although Feng Jiahao pleaded with his friends, Feng Shuiyin did not appreciate it. After knowing his true life experience, Feng Shuiyin simply could not accept it. Being ruthlessly abandoned by his former closest mother, Feng Shuiyin could not bear it even more. Seeing Feng's mother turn around and take care of Feng Jiahao in various ways, Feng Shuiyin almost turned evil. How could he still accept Feng Jiahao's kindness? Feng Shuiyin left the Feng family alone and did not return to the Wu family. He and Wu's mother are not biological mother and son, and the two are very unfamiliar with each other, so naturally he would not return to Wu's mother's home. He now lives alone outside, but fortunately he has a salary and savings from work over the years, so he is not too destitute. Why didn't you answer my second sister-in-law's call? Su Qingni asked. My second sister-in-law is worried about you. Feng Shuiyin snorted. I don't need her to worry. You are too extreme. Su Qingni said, many of your friends care about you. You can't reject other people who are good to you just because the Feng family treats you badly. What about you? Do you care about me? Feng Shuiyin asked. Su Qingni rolled her eyes at Feng Shuiyin. If I don't care about you, would I let you get in my car? After hearing this, Feng Shuiyin smiled, and his gloomy expression dissipated a lot. Su Qingni saw this scene and wanted to tell him not to think too much, but looking at Feng Shuiyin's smile, she still didn't say it. Chapter 323, Food, Drink, Men, Woman. Su Qingni took Feng Shuiyin to her second sister-in-law's office. Tong Ziatong threw a folder to Feng Shuiyin in a swift and decisive manner. This is the basic information of the XX project, take a look. Feng Shuiyin took the folder. His forehead twitched, and said, I didn't say I would always help you. Tong Ziatong snorted, not to help me, but to cooperate with me. Don't forget, we are partners. The shares of Sihei Hotel were not taken away by the Feng family. The acquisition of Sihei Hotel was handled by Tong Ziatong and Feng Shuiyin in the name of another company. That company was a shell company established by Tong Ziatong and Feng Shuiyin. It did not belong to the Tong family or the Feng family. Therefore, when the Feng family drove Feng Shuiyin out, they did not confiscate Feng Shuiyin's shares in Sihei Hotel. and Feng Shuiwen lived like a stray dog for a while. He had completely forgotten that he still had shares in Sihe Hotel. At this time, when Tong Xiaotong reminded him, Feng Shuiwen suddenly realized, yes, he is not completely broke and defeated. At least he still has the capital to make a comeback. I still have the ability. As long as I work hard, I may build a business empire that surpasses the Feng family. After thinking it through, Feng Shuiwen's decadence and gloom were all eliminated. Seeing this, Tong Xiaotong felt relieved. The Tong family and the Feng family had tried to match her with Feng Shuiwen, but the two did not have a spark. Although they could not become lovers, they became very good friends and business partners. She did not want to see her friend fall into despair. It's almost time to get off work. Take the information back and come to my office early tomorrow morning. Tong Xiaotong said. Feng Shuiwen, I won't come to work here. After all, this is the Tong family's territory. Tong Xiaotong, don't worry, your workplace is not here. I have decided on the location of our company and have rented an office. I will take you there tomorrow. That's good. Feng Shuiwen nodded and agreed. To wish our company success, let's have dinner together tonight. I'll treat you. Tong Xiaotong said. Feng Shuiwen looked at Su Qingni. Are you coming together? Tong Xiaotong saw this scene, rolled her eyes, and smiled. Of course Qingni will come together. I'll call your second brother and ask him to come as well. Su Qingni was not busy during this period, and he came immediately when his wife called him. The four of them went to eat together, and Tong Xiaotong created opportunities for Feng Shuiwen and Su Qingni from time to time. Su Qingni was so smart that he understood his wife's intentions in a short while. He looked at Feng Shuiwen carefully and critically, and then withdrew his eyes with satisfaction. Compared with other men he knew, Feng Shuiwen was very good. He was outstanding in ability and was a partner of his wife. He should not lack money. Although his life experience was somewhat criticized, he had already left the Feng family, so this point could be ignored. And this could also be considered an advantage. If his sister married him, there would be fewer conflicts between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, and she would not have to face all kinds of shit in the big family. Feng Shuiwen was sensitive to Su Qingni's recognition of him, and he was happy in his heart. He helped Su Qingni more diligently. Su Qingni really felt troubled, and she thought she should leave. Although she had been in this world for less than 10 years, the extremely yin land had been found, and the netherworld stone had been buried in it. What she needed to do had been done. Although the netherworld had not yet been connected to this world, she could let her soul return to her body and sleep in her body until the netherworld was connected to this world, and then she would return to the lich world through the netherworld. After dinner, Tong Xiaotong and Su Qingni left together to create an opportunity for Feng Shuiwen and Su Qingni. Do you want to go to the movies? Feng Shuiwen invited Su Qingni. Su Qingni thought that she would leave soon, and then thought of Feng Shuiwen's current situation. If she simply refused, she was afraid that it would be a blow to Feng Shuiwen's little heart that had not yet fully recovered, so she did not refuse and nodded in agreement. The two watched a movie, and Su Qingni drove Feng Shuiwen back to his rented place. Su Qingni acted very calmly, and just treated Feng Shuiwen as an ordinary friend, but Feng Shuiwen was very satisfied. He didn't think of pursuing Su Qingni now. He wanted to pursue her after his career improved. However, by the time his career improved, she was gone. Feng Shuiwen and Tong Xiaotong are both business geniuses. How could they not succeed when they joined forces? Sihe Hotel is one of their achievements. Now, without the distraction of Feng Group's affairs, Feng Shuiwen is fully committed to running his own business, and the results are remarkable. The shell company he and Tong Xiaotong formed has developed into an industrial company and has firmly established itself in City A. Even Feng Enterprise and Feng's mother's family can't suppress it. The business company has developed into a listed company, and Feng Shuiwen's status in the upper class of City A is getting higher and higher. Others say that the Feng family drove away the talented son and adopted a mediocre son, which is picking up sesame seeds and losing watermelons. Although Feng Shuiwen has exchanged his identity with Feng's mother's biological son, he is also the blood of the Feng family. If he stays in his own company, can he serve his own company and create more benefits? Now, if he is driven out, the benefits he gets have nothing to do with the Feng family. I wonder if the Feng family regrets it? Of course they regret it. Old Master Feng, who is still in power, regrets it very much. Seeing so many profits slip away in vain, his heart aches. He can't help but be very dissatisfied with his daughter-in-law, Feng's mother. What's wrong with my husband having an illegitimate child? Which big family doesn't have a few illegitimate children? She is so domineering, controlling her husband and driving away the illegitimate child. This woman is also hard-hearted. Su Qingni has called her mom for more than 20 years, and has a relationship with her for more than 20 years, but she is so cruel to drive him away. Humph, how can the Feng family not understand her little thoughts? It's just that her son is so mediocre, and he will be in charge of Fengs in the future. Can he manage Fengs well? Old Master Feng is not particularly satisfied with his grandson Feng Jiahao. Yes, this grandson is filial in kind, a good man, and has some ability, otherwise he would not have become an accountant and run a firm. But a small firm cannot be compared with a large group. Feng Jiahao can manage a small firm, but it is very difficult to manage a large group company. His ability is not as good as Feng Shuiyin or Feng Shuchen. Old Master Feng is a typical businessman and the helmsman of a large family. Feng Jiahao makes him dissatisfied. For the benefit of the family and the company, he will never act according to the wishes of Feng's mother and hand over the Feng family to Feng Jiahao in the future. Even if Feng Shuiyin, the grandson, leaves the Feng family, he still has Feng Shuchen, the grandson. Chapter 324, Food, Drink, Men, Women, Part 23. After Mr. Feng died, he passed the Feng group to Feng Shuchen without his son Feng's father, leaving only a little share dividend to Feng Jiahao. Feng's mother was very dissatisfied with this, but Feng Jiahao was very satisfied. He was not an ambitious person. His life is very good now. The share dividends are tens of millions every year, which is enough for their family to live. He knows his ability and cannot afford a large group. Mr. Feng's arrangement is very good. Feng Jiahao went to hug his son with satisfaction. His son was born less than half a year ago. He is white, tender and chubby, like a glutinous rice ball, very cute. Now he has a wife and a son, a small accounting firm, and a career. There are also stocks left by Mr. Feng for dividends, and there is no shortage of money. This is what he could not think of before. What else is not satisfied? Chu Anna is also very satisfied. She worships money and wants to marry a rich man, and God satisfies her. Before, she chose love and people who treated her sincerely, thinking that the dream of marrying a rich man would never come true. But then God arranged for his lover to become a young man from a wealthy family who was living outside. Is there anything more dramatic and happier than this? Now when she goes out, she will be honored as Mrs. Feng, and she can buy whatever jewelry she wants, and buy the latest clothes and handbags she wants. She can attend various charity dinners, dances, etc., drive a luxury car for a ride, and go fishing on a yacht. She will be envious and jealous of those gold-digging women who want to join a wealthy family, not to mention how happy she is. Chuana's dream has come true, and she feels very happy, very happy. Wu Jiacheng and Feng Shuchen entered the Feng group to work. She is a smart and capable woman. She handles her work and her subordinates with gentle means, and has gained the true love of her subordinates, which has provided great help to her husband in controlling the group. Wu Jiacheng is a real virtuous wife. She has helped Feng Shuchen a lot in both career and family. She gave birth to 2 sons for Feng Shuchen, and she taught them well and made them excellent heirs. The 2 brothers were very friendly, and they did not fight like other wealthy families for inheritance. Feng Shuchen handed over the Feng family to his eldest son, and used his private property to fully support his youngest son to start his own business. Both sons were very competitive, and their careers were getting better and better. After Feng Shuchen handed over the company to his son, he took his wife to travel around and have fun. Feng Shuchen fulfilled his original promise to Wu Ji, to make Wu Jiacheng happy for the rest of her life. Wu Ji was also very happy. Her foreign husband later inherited the title of a relative, and Wu Ji became a countess. This title can fool a group of people. The 2 brothers of the Su family were also very happy. Su Qingni and Gao Qingqin lived a plain life. They took over the tea restaurant from the Su family's parents and continued to run the tea restaurant. However, when they got old, they sold the tea restaurant to others. Because none of their children were willing to take over the tea restaurant. The 2 sons and daughters were all educated, and all went abroad for further studies. Later, one stayed abroad, and the other 2 returned to China and became doctors and founders of computer game companies, all of whom were successful in their careers. Su Qingni and Tong Xiaotong only had one daughter. Tong Xiaotong was too busy, and Su Qingni felt sorry for his wife's hardship in giving birth, so he had her vasectomy after she was born. The daughter later took over Tong Tong's company. Feng Shuiwen got married when he was 35 years old. He didn't love his wife, but he just thought that this woman was very suitable for him, and he liked people, so he got married. His married life was very dull, not as happy as his friends, but he also had children, just like most people in the world. Su Qingni left this world a year after that meal. At that time, Feng Shuiwen had completely recovered and put all his energy into his career. He didn't have time to ask her out often, nor did he confess to her. Su Qingni returned to her original body and fell into deep sleep. This sleep lasted for more than 40 years. When Su Qingni woke up, the underworld had been connected to this world. Most of the familiar people in this world have already reported to the netherworld. Feng Shuiwen was the last one to report. Feeling that Feng Shuiwen's life was coming to an end, Su Qingni came to his bedside. Seeing a young and beautiful woman suddenly appear, Feng Shuiwen was not afraid. He just squinted his cloudy eyes and looked at Su Qingni carefully, then smiled. "Are you Su Qingni? Are you here to take me away? Is my time up?" Su Qingni was surprised that Feng Shuiwen actually recognized her. You know, her original appearance is different from that of the original owner. But thinking of something in this person's soul, she was not surprised. Su Qingni nodded. "Your time is up. I will send you to the underworld. Don't worry, you have never done evil in this life. The underworld will not make things difficult for you, and will arrange for you to reincarnate. Who knows, you will be reborn into a rich family in your next life." Feng Shuiwen shook his head. "I don't ask to be reborn into a rich family, I just hope that both parents are alive, the relationship is harmonious. I am not an illegitimate child and they don't have other illegitimate children. Okay, meet your requirements." Su Qingni said and waved her right hand gently. Feng Shuiwen's soul left his body, and then a ball of light flew out of his soul. Su Qingni quickly put the ball of light away. Su Qingni took Feng Shuiwen's soul into the netherworld and handed it over to Bai Wuchang to arrange for the review of the good and evil reincarnation in his life. She went to see the Queen Mother Pingxin. The Queen Mother Pingxin was very happy. She took back 3 pieces of the true spirit fragments of the ancestor witch in this world, from Feng Jiahao, Feng Jiacheng and Su Qingli respectively. Therefore, Lady Pingxin arranged a good reincarnation opportunity for the 3 people, so that they could be born into a good family in the next life and live a happy life. After talking with Lady Pingxin for a while, Su Qingni returned to the world of witches and liches. She first went to the world of demons, called out Bai Zhen, and handed the rice-sized guanchen to Bai Zhen. Bai Zhen was extremely happy and thanked Su Qingni repeatedly. Su Qingni waved her hand. "It's just a matter of convenience. I will take it back naturally when I touch it. I also hope that he can wake up soon." Bai Zhen smiled and said, "His Majesty Tai's reaction to the outside world is getting stronger and stronger. He should be able to wake up soon." Su Qingni nodded and left. The soon mentioned by the gods is not a year, a dozen years, or even 100 years, but thousands of years. Su Qingni felt that she had to travel through many worlds before this great god could wake up completely. Chapter 325, Fairy in the Painting. Once again, she traveled through time. This time, the world Su Qingni came to allow the existence of extraordinary powers, which made Su Qingni feel much more relaxed. The original owner, Su Qingni, was a college student who studied physics. She was a firm materialist and did not believe in the existence of ghosts and gods in the world. She just thought that she had conceived another personality when Su Qingni appeared. The girl even went to see a psychologist. "I've said it before, there's nothing wrong with you, and I'm not your other personality. I'm a messenger from the underworld. I came to the world for business and temporarily lived in your body. When the business is done, I will leave your body." Su Qingni said to the original owner, "Don't worry, I won't have any bad effects on your body." After the doctor confirmed that she was fine, the original owner half believed and half doubtedly accepted Su Qingni's statement. "You swear that you won't hurt me, otherwise you will die." "Okay, I swear." Su Qingni swore helplessly. Su Qingni let go of half of her guard against Su Qingni and was able to chat with Su Qingni in a friendly manner. "Do ghosts really exist in the world?" Su Qingni asked. "Yes, there are not only ghosts, but also elves," Su Qingni said. She felt that there were elves in this area. Elves. Su Qingni was surprised. Are they those beings with pointed ears, holding bows and arrows, and extremely beautiful in Norse mythology? No. Su Qingni explained to Su Qingni, The elves in this world are spirits born from various spiritual things, a bit like the legendary fairies, very beautiful, and possess extraordinary powers. However, not all spiritual things can give birth to elves, it depends on chance. And there are not many spiritual things in the world, and the number of elves is even rarer. Based on my current understanding of this world, the number of elves that still exist can be counted on 2 hands. By the way, there is an elf in your school now. Where is it? Su Qingni asked quickly. She was very curious about the elf. Su Qingni said, "Beside your ex-boyfriend." Su Qingni. Su Qingni's ex-boyfriend is Du Zufei, who was a high school classmate of Su Qingni. After the two went to college, they gradually became close because they came from the same place and became boyfriend and girlfriend. However, Su Qingni found that Du Zufei was a guy who just wanted to get by. His grades were always passing, and he didn't participate in school clubs, nor did he work or participate in social practice. He only knew how to play games all day long and had no ambition. Su Qingni felt that the two were not the same kind of people, so she broke up last month. Du Zufei didn't really like Su Qingni, but he felt very embarrassed to be kicked out by a girl. He said in a very childish way in front of Su Qingni, 30 years in the East, 30 years in the West, don't bully the poor young man. He left. Su Qingni's mouth twitched when she heard this. Du Zufei's family was better off than Su Qingni's. Du's father was a civil servant, and Du's mother opened a very profitable beauty salon. Their family's living standard was much higher than that of ordinary people. How could they still be poor? Su Qingni really had nothing to say about this unreliable ex-boyfriend. Beside him, Su Qingni was surprised and envious. How can he be so lucky? Su Qingni chuckled. Lucky? It's hard to say. When an ordinary person is involved with a non-human creature, it is hard to predict whether it will be a blessing or a curse. As she said this, Su Qingni remembered some novels she had read before, in which the male protagonist was abandoned by his girlfriend fiancée and then had an adventure in a golden finger, and had a non-human beauty following him around, and then slapped his ex-girlfriend fiancée in the face. So, could this Du Zufei be the male protagonist of the novel? Otherwise, how could he get an elf beauty the next day after Su Qingni broke up with him? Could Su Qingni be a vicious female supporting role or a cannon fodder female supporting role? Su Qingni thought for a while after hearing this, and then nodded, "You are right." After that, she stopped thinking about the elves and Du Zufei, and went to the laboratory with her professional books and auxiliary materials. Su Qingni pinched her chin and watched Su Qingni devote herself to the experiment. She thought that even with Su Qingni's personality, she couldn't be a vicious female supporting role. At most, she could be a cannon fodder female supporting role. But now that she was watching over her, no one else could think of using her as a cannon fodder. While Su Qingni was focusing all her energy on studying, her ex-boyfriend Du Zufei was having a wonderful life. After being abandoned by Su Qingni, Du Zufei, who felt embarrassed, ran to the bar to drink, then got drunk and fell asleep next to the garbage dump. The next day, Du Zufei woke up and quickly got up to go back to his rental place to take a shower and change clothes. When he got up, he found a scroll at hand that looked like an ancient painting. With the idea of picking up a bargain, Du Zufei took the painting back to the rental house. After taking a shower and changing clothes, Du Zufei opened the scroll to see what was painted on it. At this glance, his mind seemed to be sucked into the painting. The painting was of a beautiful woman, who was truly a national beauty, with bright eyes and white teeth, a delicate head and eyebrows, and a fairy-like appearance. And it looked just like a real person. Du Zufei felt that his heart was about to jump out of his throat. He actually fell in love with a paperman at first sight. Word Mom, it's so beautiful. It would be great if this was a real person. Du Zufei exclaimed, if the beauty could walk out of the painting, I would definitely marry her as my wife. Are you serious? A pleasant voice sounded in the room. Du Zufei was startled. There was no one else in the room except him. Who is it? Du Zufei asked stutteringly. It's me. The pleasant female voice seemed to be right beside Du Zufei's ear. Who are you? Are you a human or a ghost? Du Zufei asked again stutteringly. He was quite brave. He didn't cry out of fear, nor did he fall to the ground with weak calves. His hands were just shaking. Don't shake your hands. It makes me uncomfortable. The female voice complained slightly. Shaking. Du Zufei looked at his hands, and looked at the scroll in his hand and the beauty in the painting. The beauty in the painting blinked at him and showed a beautiful smile. Ghost? Du Zufei shouted and threw the scroll in his hand away. The scroll shot out a white light in the air, and then the beauty in the painting walked out of the scroll and came to Du Zufei's side. She said unhappily, "I'm not a ghost." Not a ghost. Du Zufei felt a little relieved when he heard that the other party was not a ghost, and his courage was restored. You are not a ghost? Are you a fairy? The fairy in the painting. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.